All right. Let's go ahead and kick off office hours. So what I'm going to do, and again, I'm going to repeat myself a few times today. If you have questions for Alex, now is the time to ask. The one thing that I will say is I'd like to avoid DaVinci Resolve specific questions. So if now is not going to be a great time to say like, what does a background node do? Or, you know, like, how do I use the polygon node? Those are things, you know, we can share like tutorials or reference videos or whatever. For those of you guys who aren't, I mean, I feel like everybody in here is going to be familiar with you, but if you're somebody in here for whatever reason who's familiar with me and not Alex, Alex is probably one of, I'm going to put words in everybody's mouth and just say he's one of the most successful DaVinci Resolve YouTubers we have in the space. And not only does he make DaVinci Resolve tutorials, but he has a whole suite of tools. And I don't think a lot of people know this about you, but you do everything yourself, correct?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a one-man band, baby.
One-man band. So some good questions for people that to ask you might be YouTube related. So if people are curious about, you know, good ideas when it comes to like YouTube strategy, managing things on YouTube, managing a business, monetization stuff, you know, we won't push numbers or anything like that. But if people are curious about like strategies that you have for that, those are all good things to ask. And what I'm going to do is I have a little Word doc over here on the side. If I see your question, I will write it down. I will write your name. And then, yeah, we'll try to get through as many questions as we have. And then at the end, if somebody in the chat can type exclamation submit, there's a link for you to submit a video or a YouTube channel that you want feedback on. Those we will do at the very end. So I'm going to go ahead and kick things off, Alex. I feel like you've probably answered this once or twice, but how long have you been doing YouTube for? And how long have you been doing it full time?
Firstly, thank you for the intro, by the way.
You are very welcome.
Of you. Very nice. How long have we been doing YouTube? Like, I think like 8 years now. I think. It's got to be like 7 or 8 years now. Yeah, it's a long time.
6 or 7 years or something like that.
Yeah. I don't even know what year it is. I think I started in 2018, I think. So yeah, like almost 8 years, depending on when I started. It's been a long, long time. And I've been full-time now for 3 years, I think. 3 or 4. I had like a weird stopgap where I left my actual full-time job and then did like another job on the side. And then that didn't really work out because I was trying to do too many things. But then I jumped full-time over to YouTube. And yeah, it's been going all right. I still have a roof and stuff.
Roofs are good.
Yeah. So I'm always waiting for it all to just fall apart and end horribly. And it hasn't yet. So yeah, it's still going all right. We are full time and we can still buy coffees and food and things.
So kind of a follow-up question to that. Was there like a kind of a flip where you're like, okay, full time now? Or was it just a gradual, like, okay, feeling more comfortable, you know, maybe next month we go for it?
Yeah, it was, I mean, you could slowly start to see sort of more views come in and more subscribers and then more money was coming in through the AdSense. AdSense is never enough to go full time, really, generally speaking. It wasn't for me anyway. But I started to get some sponsors in which actually made sense, and they were starting to become more regular sponsors. And that was kind of the tipping point where the YouTube side of things was making more money than the actual day job. Like I was making more income was coming that side. So then I was like, right, if we just focus more time on that, maybe we can, you know, we can really make a go of it. But I was relatively cautious, I guess, because you do hear of some people that go, right, I've earned $500 now I'm just gonna just jump in. I'm gonna quit my job.
It's time.
Yeah, where I was like, no, I wanna get to the point where the YouTube is really earning its weight and it's earning me more than the day job. And then when that started to really come in, I was like, okay, this is legitimately, it's enough that I could stop doing the job and I could do this instead. So then we, yeah, it was actually as well, I got an offer to work for another company. So in my old job, it was just like a boring office job that I did. I was like a technical guy. I worked with schools and stuff. And then I went to work with a small startup company called Kofi. Oh, I know some people still use Kofi.
Oh,
like
you know what?
Kind of thing.
I feel like that's actually the first time I saw your face is when I signed up for. Do you say it Kofi or coffee or Ko-fi?
I say Kofi. I
Kofi?
think that's how. But
Okay.
yeah, Kofi. I go Kofi. Yeah, I think my face is still on some of their like introduction videos when you sign up for it. I think I'm still there.
Okay.
But I only worked there for, I don't know, 6 months, I think.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It was weird though, because I quit my day job, my office job, and was like, this is gonna be cool because I'm doing like YouTube as a job and then YouTube as my own channel. And then realized that that was worse. Because I was trying to do 40 hours of YouTube-y, creator-y stuff with them. So then when I finished, I was like, I don't want to do anything on my own channel. Like that's what I've been doing all week. And it didn't feel as nice. Whereas when I was doing the office job, it's like I finished the boring day job. Now I get to go and do cool YouTube stuff. So it felt like it was going to be a really good idea, and then it actually kind of wasn't. So yeah, I didn't do it for very long. But then, as I say, that was when the YouTube was really growing and really kicking off. So it was like, okay, yeah, we don't actually need the job. We can go 2 feet straight into being a full-time YouTuber and try and make it work.
Yeah.
And we're still here.
You're still here. It's kind of crazy. So I feel like, was there DaVinci Resolve? I feel like now it's pretty much in every conversation for, like, okay, what NLE should I use? I feel like half the time, it was either Tim or Orson made the joke that DaVinci Resolve, people are now like the vegans of editors because we all let everybody know that you should use DaVinci Resolve.
Yeah. I remember seeing a meme and it just said, how do you know someone uses DaVinci Resolve? And it just says, don't worry, they'll tell you.
They'll tell you.
It's true. It is true.
When you were first starting out with DaVinci, what was kind of the reason? Was it just free? And then you're like, oh, this is actually like really cool. Like I kind of like this a lot.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a funny story really, because it's quite a different environment now. Like you say, everyone knows about Resolve. Everyone's talking about Resolve, and there's loads of tutorials and loads of creators and this, that, and the other. And when I started, I got a drone. I got the original DJI Mavic Air, and I was like, I know, and I was messing around, and I did photography anyway, so I liked to go out and take photos. And I got this drone, and it led me to try and do more video work. And a friend of mine had just started he does like car holidays, weirdly. So he goes and takes people that all own the same car and they go on road trips and stuff. And he was like, can you come bring your drone and just do some video for me? And I was like, okay, cool. And I was trying to edit it in Filmora at the time. And it was just a bit, it was a bit janky. And I was like, meh. And then I just Googled, I was looking for alternatives and I found Resolve. And it was free. It was Resolve 15 I jumped on. So the edit page wasn't great. There was a bunch of stuff missing. But yeah, I just jumped on. It was free, and then got really, really confused by a lot of the stuff because I didn't know what I was doing, and it was kind of janky. And then made a tutorial about it because I was like, I did 5 tips. I was like, here's 5 things that really confuse me. And made a tutorial being like, here's 5 tips that confuse me. And it did really well, like far better. I'd been putting some stuff up on my channel talking about lenses or whatever. And then this Resolve tutorial just kicked off compared to all my other stuff. So I was like, okay, there's lots of people kind of in in the same boat as me. So I was like, right, let's learn more.
Maybe I should do more of this.
Yeah.
Numbers equals good.
Exactly. So it was quite natural, really. It was literally like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll try and find out some stuff and then tell people the thing I learned, and then they appreciated it, so I just kept doing it. And that's kind of the same mentality I'm at now. It's like, yeah,
here we go.
yeah, just here's a cool thing I found, and people go, thanks. And I go,
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you. Take my view. Also, quick aside, Mama Brandon, Mama Wampus says thank you all, everybody. So thank you guys. You guys did good. Everybody did real good. Also, welcome in everybody who's kind of trickling in. Perico, I saw. Elvis. Mockley, did I miss? Orson's here too. Hello, Orson. Gadget.
Hey,
everybody. All right. That's enough. That's enough of you talking, Alex. All right, that's enough. We've had enough out of you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Alex. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reading off some questions, and we're starting with. I feel like they changed their name. It used to be Elgato Tim, but he's going by Camera Tim now. And he asked, oh, maybe it was Handsome Tim. He asked, when it comes to creating YouTube videos, because that's your bread and butter. That's your bread and butter, Mr. Alex, or whatever the Brits call it. Okay. What's your method for approaching outside of YouTube educational content? So I think he's asking, when it comes to YouTube, what is your general? I'll improve Tim's question. What's your method of approaching a YouTube video that is educational and then not? So let's say this isn't a DaVinci tutorial. It's just I want to share this thing, kind of a video.
I mean, the big thing's value, isn't it? When you're doing educational content, you've just got to make sure the value proposition's there, and you've got to do it's one of those really annoying things, I guess. When you're doing the YouTube content, you have to think about, well, I only think about two things. I think about the hook, and I think about the value within the video. And as long as you get those two things, I think you're good. And you don't even need to be that hooky. It's just like, here's the thing you got to learn. Here's the value you'll get from watching this video. And here's the thing. You'll learn this over this conversation. I'm a real simple man with a simple brain, and I don't overcomplicate any of this. I know some people go super analytical and all the ins and outs, but I'm like, here's a thing. Here's what the thing does. Here's the benefit you'll get from the thing. So here it is.
Here it is. So for you then, it kind of sounds like when you're approaching a YouTube video, the hook is something that you actively keep in mind when you're coming up with an idea. Is that something where you have an idea and then your next thought is okay, what's the hook I should use, or not so much?
Yeah. But it's mainly just how can I distill this thing they're going to learn into 20 seconds? How can you, and what's the benefit of it? And I think that's really easy to miss when you start, is the thing you're teaching is not that relevant. It's the benefit of the thing you're teaching, if that makes sense. So, sometimes the big thing I always try and do is, I'm trying to think of a good example. An example I always use is power bins. If someone doesn't know what a power bin is, calling your video power bins is kind of pointless because no one's going to find it. The only people that are going to find a video called power bins are people that already know what power bins are, in which case you probably don't need to teach them about power bins. So you go, what's the benefit of a power bin? Oh, you can share your resources across multiple projects. There's your hook. There's the name of the video, there's the thumbnail, and there's the first thing you tell people at the start of the video. It's did you know you can create a folder where you can put all your assets and you can get access to it across all your videos?
So can you repeat that one more time for me with your hook? When you're saying, when you come up with a hook, you're trying to, one of your approaches is to think of how you can summarize the value of what you're going to share in 20 seconds. Is that fair to say?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's literally, what's the benefit? What's the reason you're going to want to learn this thing?
Okay.
Essentially. And it is literally that simple, especially, and it's very different when you do non-educational content versus educational. I find educational content it's just the easiest to do. because you go, here's what I'm going to teach you, and here's why it's beneficial to know it.
Yeah.
And then that is, in essence, the hook. Why is this thing cool? Why is this thing going to save you time? I did an Instagram yesterday, like a reel, and it was just about the replace keyboard shortcut. And it's just like, F11's really good because it allows you to do this. Like, and I genuinely think that's all you need for the hook. It's like, it allows you to do this really useful thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's it. I know that sounds really simplistic, but it is literally like, here's a thing and here's the benefit of knowing the thing.
No, I think that it may sound simplistic, but I think what you're saying is really valuable, because a lot of times when people approach a YouTube video, there's like a lot of pressure in terms of like, okay, how do I say the perfect thing to make sure I tick off all of the like click confirmation and I'm creating some kind of curiosity gap. And, there's a lot of language terms and lingo thrown around on YouTube for like, this is the best way to set your hook up. But I think just something as simple as like, okay, here's what my video is about and why it's going to be interesting to you is a really straightforward approach. And I think one of the benefits to doing something like that as well, that works really well for your videos, is then it gives you the opportunity to go straight into the video. Now we're not beating around the bush anymore. And it's just like, all right, here's what we're going to talk about. Here's why it's cool. Let's hop into it.
Yeah. And like I've watched people's videos when they talk about, the YouTube gurus, and some of them are useful, to be fair. But a lot of the times I come away and I overthink the intro, and I overthink the hook, and I spend too much time on it, and I go, I don't think I really need it. I think you just let the thing that you're doing be the reason people are there. And I guess it depends on what you're doing. Like if you are going for like a pure entertainment thing, then you do need to, because you're not just then saying like, here's a thing, here's a really simple thing. You have to hook people in to stay. But if it's educational based, generally speaking, you're either solving a problem for them, which they have a problem and they've searched for it. So they've searched the question online, like, I've started a project in the wrong frame rate. How do I change it? And in which case, you don't even need a hook.
Right.
Because you go,
it's just, here you
they've
go.
searched this. It's pure evergreen. So maybe say, hello, I know what your problem is. Here's how you fix it. Like, it can be that simple. And then for the other times, you're trying to teach someone, you're trying to give them a reason to learn something they didn't know they needed to know. And that's why you don't lead with the name of the thing, generally speaking, because they don't know that that's relevant. You lean with the benefit of the thing you're going to show them. And that's the key thing. It's like, here's why this is cool, or why this is interesting, or why it will save you time, or why it's, I don't know, will make things better or faster or look better or whatever it is. Like, what's the key benefit? And then you go into the thing.
Yeah. I got one more follow-up to this, and then we can move on to some of the other questions. Just to kind of, just to put you on the spot a little bit, let's go with the power bins example. And I feel like you probably already have a few videos on this, so it's a little bit cheating. But, I would say that it's not necessarily a bad title to say how to use power bins. Because like you said, like if somebody's looking for exactly how to use power bins, there you go. Check off the box.
Yeah.
Here it is. Bang. If you wanted to present this idea in a light for somebody who maybe doesn't understand what a power bin is, but could benefit from learning them, what might be some approaches you take to just titling this video?
Well, just before I do that, I think what you're saying is really important, because you can make the exact same video essentially for two different audiences. Because the one audience is someone that knows it exists but doesn't know how to use it, or someone that doesn't know it's there at all, so don't know the reasons why it's useful. But the video is fundamentally the same. You're saying, here's how to enable it. Here's where to find it. It's in the media pool. Here's how to use it, and here's the benefits, kind of thing. Like, it's the same video. You just have to introduce it in a slightly different way. And then you could literally take the same 5-minute video with a different 30-second intro, but it's the same video. It's just, you need to establish which market, which audience you're going for. Are you trying to go for those people that do already know what power bins are? You just want to elaborate on it so you can give them some, I don't know, improvements on using it, or just explaining, you know, how to get into it? Or are you trying to introduce someone completely new to them? And if I was trying to get someone completely new into it, depending on how hooky I'd want to go, I could be like, you could go full like, but you didn't know this was here, and it's an image. The thumbnail could be literally show power bins, and people would go, "Oh, okay, well, it's a power bin now. I'm intrigued by this thing." But that's a little bit bland. It's a little bit YouTubey. Or you could just literally be like, share media among projects, or you only create your titles once.
Ooh, now we're getting somewhere.
Something like that. And people will go, oh, yeah, I'm creating my titles every single time. I only want to make them once. What's he talking about? And that's the approach I'd take it. It's, as I say, it's purely looking for that. Why does the power bin exist? What's the benefit of it? And then you go, okay, what's the benefit to the people? Figure that out. And I don't always get it right. And to be fair, I don't always remember to do this because I get lazy and I'm just like, meh. And it's kind of, it's like a lot of things. Like when you've grown the YouTube, I'm fortunate because I've grown my YouTube. I can kind of worry about these things less because, you know, one of those weird situations when like the bigger your channel goes to a degree, you kind of get a little bit complacent. So sometimes I maybe don't do it as much as I used to do it. Because there was a time when I'd spend a lot of time being like, yes, really think about this to make sure people click it. And now I'm maybe a bit lazy. But yeah, that is the key thing to me. It's just make it interesting. And then the other thing, on a similar note, one of the bad habits I got into, and I fall back into this bad habit all the time, and it really annoy myself. You've got a thumbnail and you've got a title.
You need right now.
Don't say the same thing in both, because you've got two chances to tell someone why to click on it. And I could quite often be like, power bins in the thumbnail, and then the title would be power bins. And it's not that useful because you've got two opportunities there to be like, show them a thing and then also try and hook them with something in the title. And they can be kind of related but also kind of different.
Yeah. I think something that you're kind of keying in on is there's always going to be like one better title or like a way to one up what you're saying. But one of the things I'm kind of picking on that you're saying is there's a sense of, with this train of thought, like there's some sense of FOMO. You have something, you, Mr. Alex, and your tech have something hidden, some secret sauce that somebody else doesn't know about. And the more secret the sauce, the more interesting that you can make the video, and the more you can almost, I think the word clickbait gets thrown around a lot, but if you genuinely discover something or have a tool or a tip that really is powerful, it's not far off from saying, you're missing out on the best tool in DaVinci, or, like however you want to phrase that. But I think if somebody was listening to this and had maybe like one or two takeaways from what you're saying, the big buzzword that always floats around with YouTube is value. Like how can we focus on value that you're providing, either through education, information, time-saving techniques or whatever, and then figure out a way to present that as opposed to just that thing, whatever the thing is that you're showing. Because most people aren't going to care about the word power bin at the end of the day.
Yeah. And then like you say, talking about clickbait, you can go too far with clickbait, and I think people's interpretation of the word is slightly wrong. Because it's like, if I title a video saying this is the best feature in DaVinci Resolve, and it genuinely is, that's not clickbait.
It's not clickbait because it's the best.
It's the best. It's like if I do a thing saying like, watch this video and you'll earn £50, and you genuinely do, that's not clickbait. Like, I'm telling you a thing.
I only lost 49 pounds.
I think that's, if you're excited by something and if you're like, I genuinely think this is really, really good, you should watch this. That's not clickbait.
Yeah.
It's clickbait if someone watches a thing and then they feel that the title promised more than the value that was delivered within the video. Right? That's when people go away and go, that was clickbait, because I clicked this expecting this much value and I got this much value. But if it meets the value proposition within the title, you can make the title as crazy clickbait as possible. Like, it could be the clickbaitiest title in the world. But if they actually achieve that level of value from watching the video, is that an issue? I don't think it is.
Yeah.
It's only when people feel like they've been duped and they've been lied to.
Yeah, 100%. All right. That was a good question, Tim, to kick us. Good work, Tim. Do I have? Oh, actually, we have. Anytime somebody asks a good question in office hours, we give them a round of applause. Can everybody give Tim, Elgato Tim, a quick round of applause? Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you. Good question. Good question, Tim. All right. Next question is from Holy. Little change of pace. Holy, I know who Holy is. Holy is our community member of the week. He's a very special part of the DaVinci Resolve community. He's got a big ribbon on his chest and everything. Holy's starting out a new YouTube channel. It's something that they've been working on recently. It's going to be kind of like true crime genre, so it's a little change of pace from you. But he's just wondering, advice. If you had something that you would focus on more than something else starting out on YouTube, either just like general strategy, time spent on certain things more than others. Do you have any advice for Holy starting out in YouTube land?
Yeah. So maybe this is going to be controversial. I think don't spend as much time as you probably think you need to on editing.
I agree.
Unless you're trying to tell like a story, and the edit needs the ebbs and the flows to tell the story, and you need like the introduction and this, and that's taking time, then fair enough. But I'm talking about like the snazzy visualness, because especially if you're starting out, you'll make a video that maybe I'm not 100% true, because some people will do their first video and they put 6 months into it and it gets like 1 million views and all of the effort they've put into it was worth it. So I can't talk for them. But for a lot of us, the way we actually achieve things on YouTube is trial and error. Right? You throw a video up and then you go, that wasn't the best thing I could have ever made, but I've learned something from it. I'll do another one and I'll improve it in a small way. And very much like editing generally, no one opens up DaVinci Resolve for the first time and goes, right, I'm making a Dolby Vision HDR 1 hour documentary with tons of visual effects in it. Because, dude, you're just going to get so lost and confused and hate like every moment of it. You open Resolve for the first time and you learn a bit of it. And then you learn a little bit more and you learn a bit more and a bit more. And eventually you can coherently put together like big stuff. YouTube's the same. It's like, have an idea, try and figure out how you want that to kind of to look and to feel and to flow, and throw something out there and then see if other people like it. Because it's one of those things that people don't always like to talk about, but you kind of have to make videos that other people want to watch.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of do. And I'm a big believer in, you have to be yourself and you have to do your own thing to a degree, but other people have to watch it if you're trying to grow it as a business, or you just want to grow your YouTube. And one of the only real ways you can do that is by putting something out on the internet and seeing if people like it.
Yeah.
And if you've put something out that's like, let's say you've made a video and you're 90% kind of there, and you go, this will be exactly what I want if I put another 30 hours into the edit, just fine tuning and tweaking it and doing loads of visual effects, and like titles are perfect. And it's like, is that more valuable than just throwing it out as it is at, say, 95% happiness, and then having the feedback, and then spending those 20 hours learning and improving your skills, maybe trying to make something else, or not something else, but the next one, and making it a little bit better. And then over a month, you've released 4 videos rather than just the one.
What's something that I like to ask people It's a hard one to talk about because I completely agree with you. I think the edit is probably like you can definitely ruin the edit of a video. Like you can make a bad video, but it's the edit isn't what's going to make your YouTube channel successful. Like for anybody listening, I want you to think about the most recent video or like a channel that you enjoy watching or a video that you watched recently that you really enjoyed. And I want you to name me like, well, actually, no, we're gonna have some smart asses. So just hypothetically, I want you to name me like a transition that they used. I want you to call out like a VFX composite that you thought was really cool. Or I want you to think of like a text animation you saw that was incredible. And again, there's going to be some smart asses that give me some answers, but 99% of the time, you're watching that video to hear what somebody has to say. That's it. That's it.
And that stuff, it comes later. It comes with polish. But like, yeah, I've never clicked away from a video because the title wasn't fancy enough. As in like the animated text on the screen.
The motion graphics.
I've never looked at it and gone, oh, he's used Arial and it's a white. Boo.
Boo.
Not watching this.
Times New Roman. All right.
Yeah.
Time to unsub.
I have clicked away from a video when I've been like, what is going on? There's 97 transitions in the first 30 seconds. Like, I don't need this on this, like, I don't know, tutorial for making cookie dough. Like, I don't need all of this fanciness.
I think it's valuable for people to learn what those things do, but you guys have to remember that when you use DaVinci Resolve, the first time you discover something, like everybody discovers that one editing technique, that one transition at some point. So like if it's the first time you're using it, it's probably something that we've all seen before, and it might not have that like big appeal that you think it does. Question for you, Alex. Yeah. When you're in terms of priority for YouTube on things that you think move the needle more between, I'll go in order of I'll say like the production process, idea, script, we'll say title and thumbnail. We'll say recording quality. So we'll say like camera and mic quality and the edit. How would you rank these in terms of what you feel like is most important for a successful video?
I would put idea first. I think.
Okay.
I think the idea is key. The fanciest looking video in the world with nothing really in it. Kind of meh. So I'd put idea first. And then title and thumbnail is kind of key to get people to see it or to get people to click on it. But I don't necessarily know put that second. Don't know. Recording quality is up there, but purely in terms of audio, not necessarily video. So it's an age-old thing.
You would say mic quality is second?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, yeah, I thought you lost me then. So yeah, the idea is first, and then is that maybe? I don't know. I'm doubting myself now. That's definitely first. Idea is
the idea first. Is key. Okay.
Yeah, the video quality I don't think is a big deal. Okay, I'm not going to rank them. I'm just going to talk them through it and get it. In
you can't cheat. You have to. You have to make decisions.
I'll go back. I'm blind ranking, and then as soon as I get onto the next one, I'm going, is this more important than the other one? I'll go through them all first, and then I'll rank them. So, idea. You can't have a video without a good idea. Well, you kind of can if you're like, I don't know, someone really attractive or something. But generally speaking, idea comes first. Okay. Title and thumbnail is key because it gets people to click it. You can have the best idea in the world. If you don't sell that to someone, they won't click on the video. Generally speaking. Audio quality, I don't think matters all that much. It's nice to have. I like to mess around and make this look nice. Your video quality has to be really bad for people to care compared to audio quality. If your audio quality is good, people will watch crappy video, but no one's watching a good quality video with crappy audio. It's just, it grates. It's horrible. The editing, again, solid editing, I think, is underrated. You know, editing that people don't notice? I think that's underrated. For someone to watch a video and go, I enjoyed that. And then you go, how was the editing? And they go, I don't know. Like, that's weirdly a bit of a skill. And it doesn't need to be fancy. It just needs to land. The cuts need to land in the right place. And you need to maybe just do a few J&L cuts here and there so things don't feel abrasive. And people will just watch it and go, yep, I have no opinion on that edit. And you go, cool. It's like color.
Yeah.
If someone notices color grading, generally it's either really good,
like crazy
like
good,
really good, or it's a bit wrong. Otherwise, they just won't even notice it. They'll just go, "Oh yeah, that was good."
Yeah.
What was your other options? I can't remember.
Well, I think the idea is kind of the big one that you would focus on more than any of these other things. Having a good idea for your video.
Having a good idea comes first. Having a good idea is first. Making the video nice and clean and semi-polished, and then just making sure that people actually understand and grasp what your idea is, and that comes down to the thumbnail and the title. It's getting that across.
Okay.
So yeah.
Shark had a little bit of a rebuttal to your editing question. Just curious your thoughts. If you're an editor, isn't it a good idea to showcase that you can edit well if you're trying to prove to people to trust you in your videos? You understand what I'm saying? Like, as an editor, don't you want like some kind of, I think the word fancy gets thrown around a lot with editing, but you want a little bit more production quality in your videos compared to like another YouTube style?
I mean, I guess if that's the style you're going for, then yeah, I guess so. A lot of the videos that I watch that I like don't have that much fancy stuff in them. To be fair. So like, Shark's right if that's the market you're going for and that's the type of, or like channels you want to edit for, then yeah, I kind of agree.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Did you have something else you want to add?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, I think, as I say, I think that the understated edit is often overlooked. I think sometimes you can just get a really good video that doesn't have any fancy stuff in it, and you can watch it and go, that was great. And if I watched it and go, you put that together, they go, yeah, and you go, cool, yeah. Do more of that for me. Like, that's really nice. If you want someone like, and if you're in the gaming space, for example, they generally do have slightly more fancy stuff going on. So it's like, yeah, if that's the sort of person you want to edit for, then of course you edit for the audience that you want, or you edit for the people. If you're editing for like to edit as a business, then yeah, you go, these are the people I want to attract. So I make the edit for those people that I want to attract. And if they're into that sort of stuff, then yeah, you go for it. You do that sort of thing.
Okay. Let's go ahead and kind of transition, because I feel like we could talk about this just subject in general for forever, just like effort in videos. But hopefully the answer is Holy question. That was beginner YouTube advice.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about, I was like, wait, what were we talking about? Can we get a round of applause for Holy? Thank you, Holy. Thank you. All right. Next question is from Transform. I said, with all the programs going free recently, Calvary, Affinity, etc., am I alone to be worried about it? So am I alone to be worried about programs going free? Is there less incentive to do good stuff when it's free, same as when it's rented? You might need to clarify for me, Transform. Do you understand kind of what they're getting at, Alex?
Maybe.
Maybe.
As in, so like, the apps may be worse because they're free.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. Am I with all the programs going free recently, am I alone to be worried about it? Transform, do you have something that kind of depends on software being monetized? Like, is that what you're curious about? Like more freeware and struggling to like charge for stuff? I don't know if they're still in the stream, but if not, I guess we'll give them a second to respond if they're here. But I guess we'll just go with what are your general thoughts with like a lot of programs becoming free? That strategy.
I mean, it's only a good thing for us as consumers, right?
Sure.
I think there's lots of different hats to wear for this sort of stuff because obviously I make a few little bits. It's like, oh, I hope they don't make any of the things I make free. there goes my income. But from a consumer point of view, I think it's great. It just means we have more choice, we have more options, we can pick and choose the things that we want, and if we can spend less money and not, have less subscriptions, then great. The thing to bear in mind, like nothing's ever really free. That's always a good way to think about things. Like you're always giving away your email address or you're giving away something, and they will sell you something at some point. It just depends how aggressively. But like I always took Blackmagic's approach. Like when I made my Magic Animate and Magic Zoomy stuff way back when, I just literally stole Blackmagic's approach. I was like, here's a free thing which I genuinely think is good, and then here's a paid thing which does a bit more. And then hopefully people will buy the thing which does a bit more. Even if if they need it and they want it, but also kind of I've done so much with the free version, maybe I'll just buy the paid version.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing puts me off a company more than when they go, hey, this is free. And you go, is it? And you go, yeah. And then you put your bank details in and it runs out at 240p and it has a watermark on it. And I'm like, no, I hate you now. You're going in my bad list. Like I'm never looking at you again. It really annoys me.
Yeah, I
understand.
Go ahead.
Oh, go on, sorry, dude.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I can't remember now. Yeah. No, because I'm obviously on the other side now. I can understand certain things more. Like I can understand why some companies want a subscription, but dude, it just sucks. So, no. Sorry, yeah, that was it. You, Karen.
No, I was just gonna say I had that experience with something last night where it was a tool that I really wanted to use for like a specific feature, and it was like, there's free and then a subscription model, but like the one feature, like the core function of this tool, the thing, like the one reason you would want to download it behind the paid feature, like there wasn't bonus stuff in the paid version. It was like the thing that I wanted to use, and I was like, oh, god damn it.
yeah. My thinking, and it is difficult because not everyone can do this, and not everyone has a product that lends itself to this. And if I'll be really honest, like I wanted to do like a free version of Magic Grade, like my new grading thing, but there's so much work went into it, and it's such a big thing. I was like, I don't think I can do a free version.
Yeah.
Of this. Whereas my other ones, I was like, I'm going to make a thing which I could potentially charge for, and I'm going to make that free, and then I'm just going to keep working on that, and now I have the paid one.
Yeah.
Like, I think most people, they make a paid thing and then strip a bunch out and go, here's the free version. It's not quite as good as the paid version because it's a paid version, and we've stripped a bunch out, and now this version is free. Whereas I think if you do it the other way, go, let's make a really good thing that's going to be free and is good enough to potentially charge for, but then add a bit more onto it, and then that's the paid version.
Yeah.
It's as good as it could have been as a standalone product, and now it's even better. And that's what I tried to do with the old stuff, which, I mean, they need a bit of work now. They've been sat for a while. But Magic Grade and Magic Animate and stuff, not Magic Grade, Magic Zoom, need a bit of work. But that was always the take. It was like, and the amount of buys versus downloads is, most people were on the free version, right? But there was still enough people that bought the paid version, the pro version, for it to be like a really big thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is a proper product now because so many people liked the free version. If the free version was worse, less people would have been on the free version and less people would have bought the paid version. So it would have been overall worse for me as a whole, right? That was my thinking. Was that even the question? I can't remember.
It works for me. Works for me. Okay. Sleeves had asked, change of pace. Also, actually, transform. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I never saw a paid go free. They've actually just replied. They've said, I never saw a paid program going free, survive, and getting better, except open source ones. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Resolve is a good example, right? Because it's been free forever and it continues to get better.
It really does. I think there's like, I feel like, the free model definitely has to do something with it, but it kind of goes back to what you're saying with like intentions and clickbait. And I think if you can kind of feel when a company or a software is genuinely putting out a good product and not just trying to grab something from you. And I think that holds more weight than a lot of people, I don't know, consider, we'll say.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think.
What do you think?
I think. All right. I think it's one of those weird things because I do this.
Uh-oh.
Is we as consumers that like free things need to encourage, well, not encourage, we need to be sympathetic of the companies that then try and charge money for something, right? If that makes sense. So it's really easy for us to go, here's a free thing. And then when that company says, that's free, that's always going to be free, but look at our paid version. And then you go, oh, go away, unsubscribe. Like, leave mean comments. I've got the free thing and now I hate you.
Oh, go away.
It's very easy to do, right? When they start trying to sell you something, you feel like you're being sold something. But actually, if they've given you something for free that's really good, and then they're trying to sell you a thing which is genuinely as good as the thing you've got, but better, because it's like the studio version. If you then sort of get really arsey with them and be like, oh, I got the free thing, which is forever free, and it's still really good, but they're annoying me because they're trying to sell me something. Well, the free thing's never going to get better because they're not making any money because everyone hates them for trying to push the paid for thing. It's like they have to make money somehow. So it's kind of, it's really easy to get stuck in this thing of being like, I've got the free thing, now go away.
Yeah.
Whereas actually you could be like, the free thing's really cool. I'm not going to buy it, but I know this guy might. So maybe I'll just tell him about it or I'll send him the email or, I think maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. No, I totally know what you're trying to say. There's like, obviously it's like a case by case kind of thing, but I do feel like one of the things that is dangerous, and this is more of like, we actually had money talk with Orson. I think it was a few weeks back in the Discord, and one of the I think dangerous things that comes with freeware and more things being cheaper is, I think it kind of creates a mindset of, why should I pay X dollars when I can do this thing for free? Or why should I pay you this amount when I can have this thing free? And I think what you're saying is important, not just because, like companies have to make value or have to make money at the end of the day, but if somebody's trying to promote a paid version of a free tool, like as long as it's almost like there's so much behind that paid version, or there's like so many cool things that make it worth it, and it's like a no-brainer, like, oh yeah, I'll pay for that. Like it totally makes sense. There's a difference between that and like, hey, we have the free version, but that's just so that we get your email and can pester you, right?
Yes. And that goes back to your point of, you can tell when someone's just using it as a cheap hook to build up an email list versus someone that is like, no, it's free, you use it and it's cool and hopefully you can do something cool with it. But then there's more if you want it.
Yeah, when you really want to use this tool. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I think that's why everyone is, like all of us here, I would imagine, have a feeling towards black magic that isn't just DaVinci Resolve's good. It's almost like DaVinci Resolve really helped me out. because they've allowed me to do this stuff for free, and they've not once emailed me and said, "Hey, buy this thing."
Upgrade.
Like, yeah, if you try and do something in Resolve, it says like this is locked to the studio version, but that makes us really appreciate what they're doing. And when they release a new camera or when they release Studio, it's like this is worth buying. Like it's genuinely good, and we almost get defensive of Blackmagic because we feel there's a genuineness in what they're doing. They genuinely want us to have a free thing that's really good and learn from it, and then eventually, hopefully, we'll give them some money for something.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool model. And
It
it's
is.
such a nice way of doing things.
I'm a massive fan of Blackmagic design exactly for that reason. If one day I end up making any kind of money, maybe I'll buy a camera. But more than likely, I'll just look at the website and dream. Let's go ahead and transition a little bit, and we might have to stay a little bit more focused on the question. This is dangerous, you and I, because I just love talking about this stuff, and I feel like even just talking about one of these questions, we could sit down and just yap for 3 hours about whatever.
I don't get out much, so
I know.
I quite like chatting.
This is my interaction for the month. All right. So Sleeves asked a similar question to Holy in terms of just like general YouTube advice, but I think their question is more geared towards let's say somebody's part-time, they got a job, maybe they don't have a job, and they do YouTube in the evening, on the weekends, whenever they can. Do you have any advice for somebody who's in that position as either a content creator or I guess just as a content creator who wants to make a better effort to going full time? Is it just consistency? Are there like tips that you could give somebody? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I grew with consistency, so I can only lean kind of on my experience. Because when I was really growing, I did like a 5-minute Friday thing. I did just like every Friday I released a video, and if I had time to fit a different one in somewhere else, then I would. But it was like one video a week. We get this out. I know other people have grown by just getting like better at doing the whole marketing thing or the packaging of the videos and whatever. But for me, it was the consistency. But what I would say is automate as much as you can in terms of, funny enough, power bins or saving macros or creating templates, and get rid of all the crappy stuff you don't need to be doing every project. Makes life so much easier. And it's so cliche, but it is so much easier to just be like, stop redoing a bunch of stuff. And there's also this mentality of every video needs to be unique in the way, like, I need to start from fresh and not use the same assets as last time. It's like, no, just use them again. Like, no one's going to care. Just not the idea, and don't make it identical, but you know what I mean? You can rehash things and reuse things and just make your life easier. And again, if you get to a point where it's really growing and you're like, cool, I can spend a month on this video now, then go crazy, do what you want. But for the consistency, so you can keep doing just one video a month, make it as easy as you can. Like, remove all the time-consuming things you can possibly do. Bake your grade into the camera if you want to make it look nice. Like, you don't need to color grade it every time. If you can get away with not color grading it, don't. Get your audio set well, or just use like one of the Fairlight presets and editing a timeline preset, all that sort of stuff. Like, if you can just reduce all of that, and then if you still leave yourself time of a weekend to go, I'm just going to make something for the sake of it and mess around with transitions and have fun and play, still do that. But for like the day-to-day, like, I need to just try and be consistent. My approach was just like, make this as easy as I can.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh man, I had a good follow-up. Oh, I remembered. One of my favorite sayings is there's a famous designer out there who used to say, only incorporate one miracle per project. So if you're doing something new, if you want to improve on that thing, do one new thing. Make one new. So if you're doing a new video, maybe this is the video you set some more time on to improve your thumbnail. But the rest of the video, Everything else is the same. The way you record it, the way you script it, you're not spending any extra time on the edit, whatever. Or maybe this is the video where you come up with a lower third template that you can reuse. But you can't do all of those per video because otherwise you just don't post. You don't post, you can't grow.
Completely agree.
Okay.
And that's on a similar note. I just thought this is an anecdote, but it's worth sharing. Sometimes I find one good tip, and you know what it's like. 5 top tips is such a great concept for a video. You did your 5 levels of animation. If I find one really good tip, I'm like, this is a good tip. I'll put this in a 5 tips video. And even if I kind of feel like I've covered the other 4 tips, it's still a really good video because people still find that one tip and go, "Ooh, this is a really good tip." Oh, I've come away. And there'll be a large portion of your audience that won't have seen the last 5 tips where you kind of covered the other 4 anyway. So there's still going to be a massive new audience. So then you go, I can literally just reuse the old, not exactly the same. I'll try and make it new, but you know what I mean? You can use similar 4 tips and go, this one's a banger. But if I just did it on its own, nah, 5 tips is way easier to package. It's way easier to do the thumbnail and then the title for. I know most people aren't going to know it, so they're going to come away feeling like, dude, I knew 4 of them, but that one tip was really good. And then a bunch of other people will come away going, nah, I learned 2 or 3 or 4, whatever. And it's a similar concept. Like, not everything needs to reintroduce or reinvent the wheel. You can go, this is one new thing. Ta-da! Brand new thing.
Yeah. Well said. That's a good. Can we give a round of applause to Sleeves? Thank you. Thank you, Sleeves. Can we get some claps? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Raj. Thank you. Also, welcome everybody. We're kind of hitting the. We're not kind of hitting. We are hitting. We've broken past the hour mark on the stream. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday afternoon, evening, or Friday morning. Hope you're all doing well out there. If you did just trickle in, we're doing Office Hours Live. This is a series we do in the Discord where we just answer questions and we talk about content creation, editing, all those types of things. We're going to do video feedback in a little while. We got a few more questions to go through, and then we'll do some feedback. How are you feeling, Mr. Alex, and your tech?
I'm good. I'm good to go as long as you like, mate.
All-nighter?
Well, until
you lied.
Until I run out of milk.
Yeah, so you lied.
Milkshake. I'm not just drinking milk. That'd be weird as an adult.
Okay, so I got 2 questions from Esamiko. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I am so sorry if I am butchering that. But first one is for me. So yeah, it's me time a little bit of me. It says, what is the average time for editing a perfect gaming video? Perfect.
Oh, perfect. I don't know. That's a better question for you.
The perfect gaming video. Oh, I think that word perfect is doing a lot of legwork in that sentence. So, I don't.
That's a broader question. Do you think a perfect video edit exists?
Well,
Same. No.
Well, no.
Perfect is subjective, right? What you think is perfect, someone else might think sucks.
For the gaming world, here's what I normally say for like gaming questions in terms of doing gaming videos is you can post gameplays or you can make YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong with doing either. There's not. I think that there's a lot of toxic culture and mentality in terms of YouTube, and there's like a competitiveness to doing this, and you're doing stuff the wrong way. At the end of the day, if you think something is cool, then post it, share it. I truly believe that everybody should have a YouTube video to just share, or YouTube channel, just share things that they think are cool. If you're posting a gameplay, I don't know if you need to do a lot to it, because at the end of the day, the core of the video is the gameplay. So people want to watch you play the game. if you're making a YouTube video, I'll give you, I mean, there's not a singular answer to this. I feel like if you're making a really good YouTube video, I would try to cap yourself off at a month. If you're not full time. If you're part time and you want to make the best version of a gaming YouTube video, take a month. After that, post it, share it, because you're not going to get it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I share something with you all? Because of the way that my brain works, I record, edit, and post 99% of my videos on the same day. Because I don't like it. If it goes over a day, I'll lose interest and I'll get interested in something else. I'm like, shiny thing. So I'm like,
time to share.
So I'll plan it ahead of time and I'll try and get the idea. I don't really script all that much. I just try and try and get the idea out. And then it's like, right, record it, straight into Resolve, chop it up, get it as good as I can within the time that I've got left, published.
Done.
Done.
Move on.
I mean, again, different for the type of content I make, because it's, again, I've got that benefit of being like, the value is in the thing you're about to learn. But still, I genuinely think it's worth doing. It's just like you get it out and go, and then someone comes back and tells you it sucks or they like it for this reason, and then you go, okay, I'll amend things and change things for the next time.
Yeah, I like that. Their second question was, man, do your best to answer this one. One of my weakest points is video pacing. How do you improve video pacing in an edit?
That's a good question. How can we do that without? I don't know. What pacing is bad? Good or slow? Okay, so I'm going to just share an anecdote with you again because I don't really have an answer to this, but it'll be a quick one, I promise. I didn't think that I had a cadence to my videos until I let someone else edit one of my videos, and then I looked at it and went, no,
don't like.
That's wrong. And I don't know why. You know what I mean? You kind of just find your own pacing in the way that, again, you find what the pacing that you like, and if you're watching it going, this feels too quick, you can guarantee everyone else probably thinks it's too quick. That's my thought. If you feel like it feels too slow, maybe. I think it's very easy to go, I don't know, maybe it's different in the gaming world because people like the really quick paced things, but find your own ebb and flow. And it might be wrong by comparing it to someone else from the pacing point of view, but if you like it and your audience likes it, I don't know, is it right or is it wrong? Some people find my videos too slow.
Yeah, pacing is I won't speak to it like an expert, but one of the things that I like to share with people in terms of like edit and as editors here, some things to think about when you're trying to do pacing. I've shared this example a few times, so I know Sleeves is probably rolling his eyes, but one of the things to consider when you're pacing a video is, let's say we're looking at a timeline here. Let's all make pretend this is our timeline here. And we're looking at how we're cutting different clips and moments together. Oftentimes, something that is an easy, I don't know if trap is the right word, but I feel like pitfall is even worse. So I'll just go with trap. An easy trap to go in when you're editing is you make cuts at the same length. So we go, okay, this, and then this, and then this, and then this. This could be fast cuts at the same pace. This could be slow cuts. Doesn't matter what this time interval is. But what ends up happening is that when you don't have any variation to the angle that you're holding or the clip that you're transitioning to or whatever, right? Like whatever these cuts look like, you kind of train your viewer to fall into this lull of, okay, now this, now this, now this. This isn't a rule of thumb. But sometimes what's good to do if you're trying to create more impact with your cuts is go quick, 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 hold. Quick, 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 hold. Or do something where you go hold, hold, bang, bang, bang. An example of this might be something like editing for like a horror genre, right? Like monster, creeping monster coming around the corner. All right, so we see the shadow coming to the room. All of a sudden we hear something. Boom, jump scare. Bang, 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 bang. What you do is by creating some points of reference for a viewer to understand, like what's important, you create weight in these moments that are different. So sometimes, like practically, if you're editing, let's say gameplay, for instance, right? It's okay to hold a certain moment of the game and let it play out, but that moment might lose a little bit of weight if you don't give any variation to that. Again, this is not a rule of thumb. It's not an absolute rule, but it's just something that's kind of nice to keep in mind when you're like, this feels like it's falling flat. Like it's not, like I'm not getting the right emphasis that I want. So there you go.
Yeah. A really good one is cutting to action. I saw some people mention the beats. There's a term which is you cut to action, not the beat, because it's so easy to end up doing exactly what you're saying. You follow the beat of the music, and your cuts either end up being like, I don't know, let's just say like 3 seconds long if you're getting on the beat, or off beat they might be like 1.5 seconds, but it's the same all the time. Whereas if you cut to action, so like this is a shot of me, I lean off screen, and then the next shot is my hand grabbing something, and it has no relation to the music. The music can be whatever. It's I'm leaving frame or I'm changing, and then it's the next shot is the thing I'm doing with my hand. And I imagine you can probably do the same thing in a way with gaming stuff. It's you cut to the things that are going on rather than just going, here's the music, I've used the beat detectors, I'm going to do cut, 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 cut. If you're doing like a flashy edit and it's to music and the music's the driver, that makes total sense. But having a little read, I mean, I don't do that much real life editing, but the bits that I do, I now try and really focus on cutting to action rather than cutting to the music.
Yeah, to like a specific timing.
Yeah,
that's a good question though. Pacing is a hard one. That's a really hard one to describe verbally. But Asamiko, can we get a round of applause? Thank you for the questions. Good questions. Good questions. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit quicker through the next couple, and we'll try to be efficient. So Scott Adam had a couple, and I think you kind of touched on one of them. But how can you make something? Yeah, so I think I know what your answer is, but how can you edit something fast enough to make it economical? Meaning, like you know your deadline when it comes to editing, so that you're not wasting more time than you need to editing a video. They then said, when I try to calculate how much to charge for how long it takes me to edit it, it is never enough. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh, that's a good question. Practice. I know that's such a crappy answer, but it kind of is, isn't it? It's the same as anything. It's like you have to just set yourself a deadline and then go, this is it. Like I'm only allowing myself 2 hours, and then you really have a good idea of how much you can get done in 2 hours.
Okay.
And that's kind of feels like a crappy answer, but I think that's the best way. Is you just have to kind of keep doing it until you go, no, I know what I can get done. I'm bad at that as well, so I'm kind of giving you. I'm kind of not lying to you. I'm giving you a good answer, but I'm kind of it's not something I follow because I'm the same. I'm like, this will take me an hour, and it's actually way longer. But when I make my own videos, again, it's like I'm publishing this today. It's gonna get done, and it might not be it might not be to the kind of as polished as I'd like, but it's getting done. It's getting published, and then you start to build up a better idea when you've set these deadlines and you just keep going. All right, yeah, I thought I had too long, and that was fine, or I thought this was, not long enough, and actually it was plenty, and you just keep kind of giving yourself these deadlines. You kind of then go, yeah, Now I know. Now I have a good idea. And I've got like musician friends, and they're so good at it. So good because they've been doing it for years. Someone will phone him up and go, "I need you to just like learn this and then come do a gig." And he's like, "Yeah, well, it was going to take me 4 hours and 36 minutes to actually learn it." And you're like, "How do you know this?" And he's just like, "Yeah, I just know. I've done it for so long." And you're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And it's same with colorists, like Darren. Darren will just be like, "Yeah, I'll do that in a day." And they're like, "Really?" He's
Like, are
like,
you
"Yeah, I've done
sure?
this. Yeah, I've done this like 19,000 times. Like, I know how long this is going to take." You're like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's a good question. It's man, that's a hard one. I will say, Scott Adams, that we have a really good conversation about pricing your work that should be going live with Orson, and I can share that. Well, I don't know how. Just be on the lookout for it. That'll be like a more like, how do I exactly charge for a video? Because I don't know. Have you done freelance editing work, Alex?
Not for a long time. I did a
Yeah,
little bit,
a little bit.
but not a huge amount. Yeah, I did a bit in that like when I was working for Kofi, and then I was doing some
Oh,
bits
that's
kind of
right.
before I officially worked for them. I was doing some stuff for them, and again before then when I was doing that with the car guy, that was all being paid for. But it is really hard. Don't get me wrong. So yeah,
Have you?
if you can, I don't think editing should be charged by the hour. Sorry, I know you're trying to be efficient. It should be charged by the product.
You're good, man. This is your time, so go for it.
Yeah, I just think charging by the end result is a better thing, but I know everyone wants to charge by the hour, or everyone wants to pay by the hour. But it's a different thing, isn't it? You go, "No, I'll give you the video. How much is that video worth?" And they go, "This video is worth $50." It's like, okay. Well, I'll put in as much time as to be able to deliver that product, and then you earn more money by getting more efficient, not by taking on more work.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Also, hello, Eli. Welcome in, handsome. Scott's other
Hello.
question was, what other socials do you need to be active on to be a YouTuber? Does posting on multiple platforms affect how you think of creating your content? So twofold. What other platforms do you like being on as a full-time superstar? And how does posting on it affect your strategy?
Yeah, I just pretty much just do the YouTube.
I like YouTube.
I just do the
I
YouTubes,
like
man.
YouTube.
I do some reels every now and again for thing, and I tried to get myself on Tickle Tockle, but I'm a 36.
I've never heard anybody call it Tickle Tockle. That's, I think we got to pocket that one.
I call it stupid names. I'm a 37. Like, I don't know if I want to be on TikTok, so I'm like, I'll just do reels and I'll do YouTube. But the long form YouTube videos is what I like the best, and then I do a reel every now and again. But that works for me. I know some people that have started making some money off Facebook, of all things. Apparently, they're pushing the ads quite a lot. So maybe I should start posting them on Facebook. And if you can, if you can make the video once but post it on all the platforms, then that's definitely a good thing to do. I just sort of fell into the YouTube thing, and now I just do that.
Yeah. I think YouTube, if you have to pick one, generally speaking, most people are going to agree that YouTube is the place to be. If you have extra time plus resources, great. You can use other social media platforms to kind of market your YouTube account. But the nice thing about YouTube is, generally speaking, if you make good videos, they do well. Like it's pretty rare. Well, actually, I won't say it's rare that your good videos don't do well, but YouTube it tends to be the most consistent, I would say, in terms of social posting / content.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of encouraging for somebody to hear that you don't have to do TikTok. What did you call it? Tickle Tockle? You don't have to do Tickle Tockle, I don't know if I can say Instagrockle. That feels a little more promiscuous, but Instagram or anything. If you want to just do YouTube, you can. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah. It's cool. All right. These are good questions from Scott. Can we get a round of applause? I need at least 3 claps. I need at least 3 claps before we move on, and I will wait. I'll wait until we get 3 claps. Otherwise, I will call your parents to come pick you up. All right, I see a couple. We need one more clap. Otherwise, okay, there we go. Thank you. All right, next question is from a stranger. Said, ooh, question for Alex, if there's time. If you go back in time to when you first started, oh, this is a good question. If you go back in time when you first started YouTube, what is advice you'd give younger self to hopefully fast track your growth? So you could have restarted, if you could restart YouTube today, what would you tell yourself?
Good question. Probably some of the things I've covered. One was not just naming the videos the name of the thing, naming the end result, because I did that a bunch at the start. Like smart bin, multicam kind of works, but it kind of like, yeah, be a bit more specific with it. Don't pretend to be something you're not. It's a really good one.
Expand on that.
I think sharing your journey is often just as important to people, or just as enjoyable to people as the end result. So when I made my first video, I was like, DaVinci Resolve, 5 tips for beginners. And I acted like I really knew what I was doing. And really, I just found 5 things. I was like, here's 5 things. Whereas if I'd literally been like, hello, I've been using Resolve for 2 weeks. Here's 5 things.
These things are cool.
People would have probably even preferred the video because they'd be like, oh yeah, he's like me. And I generally think that's a really good thing. There was a friend of ours called Chloe was talking recently on her channel about lots of people are calling themselves colorists because they've been tinkering around on the color page. So you don't have to immediately label yourself. You can just be like, I'm playing around with this and I really like it. I really like editing. I'm not pretending to be an editor. I just really like it. Here's the things I'm enjoying. Here's a bunch of stuff I've learned. Like you can literally, everyone nowadays wants to be a professional, wants to be like the top of the game. You can literally be like, I'm learning it, and here's the things that I've learned. People will actually genuinely connect to that, I think. So more of that. I would have done that earlier rather than being scared of being like an imposter. I think you get less imposter syndrome if you're not pretending to be someone else.
Most people will probably empathize. Empathize?
Empathize. Yeah.
Am I saying that right? Empathize?
Empathize. Yeah.
Is that right? I feel like I'm saying that word wrong. Empathy. Empathize.
Empathy. Yeah, empathy.
Empathy. Sounds like
empathy. Oh, you've got me saying it.
I know. It's empathize, right?
Yeah, it is.
I think most people will relate to you better and probably appreciate your videos because you're going to use language that they'll probably be more familiar with if you're just starting a journey, especially on YouTube. Like, and this goes outside of just the educational space. Whatever you're making videos on, yeah, I feel like it's. I think what you're saying is it's easy to hear, harder to put into practice because imposter syndrome is such a real thing on YouTube. That like, you know, why does anyone gonna watch my video, or like why should anybody listen to me, or like I'm not doing, you know, this good enough. Do you like? I guess that could be a follow-up question to you, Alex. Do you deal with imposter syndrome? And if yes, is there anything that you practically do to kind of combat it, or is it more of just kind of dealing with it?
Yeah, I do, and it is just kind of dealing with it. I mean, it's a weird place for me because I'm not from this world, right? So, especially like,
oh, I was like, wait, where are you from?
This is where I just like take off. Like when I go hang around with you know, when I go to NAB is a great example. I go to a thing called the Colorist Mixer, and I'm there with like Darren and Cullen and the guy that color graded Titanic and the guy that cut this movie up, and I'm like, I'm just an idiot from England who makes YouTube videos. Like I'm always going to feel like a bit of an alien and a bit of an imposter. But yeah, you just have to realize that generally speaking, you can kind of carve out a niche for yourself by not being that. Like that's kind of my whole thing is I'm not that. But naturally that makes me feel, it always reminds me that I'm not that. So then I do feel like an imposter. But then you remember that the reason people like what I do is because I'm not that. It's a self-feeding loop, but you just need to kind of remind yourself that sometimes people like learning from someone that's 2 steps ahead rather than 10 steps ahead. And that's okay to only be 2 steps ahead.
Okay.
That's
I like
my
that.
thought.
I like that a lot. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's something I repeat often is that whenever we do office hours or do feedback or whatever, a lot of these things are always easier to talk about than to do. So whatever feelings that you have when you're doing your YouTube videos, whether it's imposter syndrome or you're self-conscious about something, those are all valid feelings, but everybody is going through those feelings at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
okay. That's a good question, stranger. It was what would you tell yourself if you could start over again? Can we get a round of applause for stranger? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we got one final question, and then we're gonna start doing some video feedback, video and YouTube channel feedback. So, I don't know how many we'll be able to get through, but if you would like to have Alex himself, the big dog, take a look at one of your videos or your YouTube channels, !submit should bring up the link. If you're on YouTube, in the description, there should be a link as well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and try to take a look. So last question for you, sir. Do you, well, I think we know the answer to this. Do you start with the script first? Do you do the recording first and then base the script off of that? Do you do scripting?
Nah.
I
tried for a while. For some slightly more technical videos, I will. If I'm trying to do like a laptop review or something, I kind of have to. But for a lot of the stuff, no. I find it's just more natural when I don't. I tell you what I've done. This is news. I've only started doing this recently. If I have a random idea for a video and I'm out and about, or I'm sat here, but I can't quite figure out what I think it needs to be, I'll just record it and then AI it, ChatGPT it or whatever, and just say, turn this like 10-minute nonsense waffle rubbish thing into something that kind of makes sense. And I'll never read it, but it's really good to kind of just dump it out from my brain, and then it kind of puts it in an order. And then I say I never read it. I don't read it as a script, I mean. And then I'll read it and go, yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to say. And it just helps solidify things in my brain. So then when I actually go to do it live, it's slightly more coherent rather than just being like, oh, no, I didn't. I meant, because sometimes when I talk, as you've probably noticed already, I'll start with the ending and then the beginning will come and then the middle's later and it's all just jumbled. So if I record it once, spit it out, and then go, no, that's a better order. And then I know how to say it in real life.
Yeah.
So yeah, do that sometimes.
Do you feel like you had to work to get to that point, or is it just kind of what you found works for you best? And you're like, all right, I like this. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Dude, go back and watch my old videos. Like,
no,
I was terrible.
I'm not. No self promo, please, sir. No self promo on the stream. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Well, yeah. Now, if you go back and watch my old videos, like I was quiet and I taught really reserved, and it was just through time that I kind of practiced the YouTube persona. Whoa, look at me, guys! I'm on YouTube, and it was just practice and trying to find. It's weird sometimes because sometimes you have to over egg yourself to get over that feeling of being on camera, and that's kind of, it's a persona. It's me, but it's dialed up to 11.
Okay.
I think that was the answer. Yeah. Kind
of. Summer had asked one more follow-up question, and how do you deal with burnout? And I think what my add-on to that is, do you have like a routine? Do you have a routine, like a weekly routine at all, or is it fly by the seat of your pants? Thoughts on that? Burnout,
Yeah, I'm kind of
scheduling.
crap at routine and schedules. To be honest, because like I said, when I have an idea, I'm like, this is. I was trying to think of a way to explain this to someone the other day, and I have a good analogy. My brain is like a Pringles tube. You know Pringles? You like Pringles?
Go on.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm holding. I'm holding.
There's one Pringle at the top, and that's the only Pringle I can get access to. All the other Pringles, they'll come later once I've finished this Pringle on the top. And as soon as I got rid of this one Pringle, then the next Pringle's there, and that's how my brain works. So I don't have all the Pringles out on a desk, and I can pick and choose. Nope. So whatever's at the top that's what I'm doing, and then when that's done, something else. That's the next thing that I'm doing, and I'm terrible. Like, you have all of my attention now, and this is the only thing I can think about. And this is what it is. That's just how my brain works. So when I try and schedule things, sometimes I'll go, oh, this is the time where I need to record this thing, and I'll go, I don't want to. My brain just doesn't let me do that at that time because it's not the top Pringle. There's something else I need to do.
Not the
so
top
I just
Pringle.
not the top Pringle. So I just kind of have to do whatever the top Pringle is.
My brain is a can of Pringles. That's
Yeah.
I feel like you got to put that on a poster somewhere.
Yes.
That's really good. That's
Yeah.
really good. Alrighty. Can we get a massive, super round of applause for Alex and all the questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Nicely done. Nicely done, everybody. I feel like you guys definitely did a good job with the question. I feel like some of you guys out there are kind of russet potatoes when it comes to those questions. You know who you are. So everybody who did a good job with the question today, good job. Good job. If you think I'm talking about you, you're probably right. Okay. All right. So we're going to do some feedback. Some feedback time. I have... Actually, if somebody is asking about video feedback, can somebody just direct them to the link in the chat? Because I don't want to... I want to keep spamming it. But what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to pull up what people have submitted. And then let's try to do like 5 to 10 minutes per thingy. Yeah? Give it a go.
Where am I viewing this?
Where should you view this?
I could blind feedback.
Let's see. What I can do is I can share my app in Discord. And then you watch on Discord. Is that cool?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, let's do that then. That's a good question. Shebang. Sheboygan. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. Oh, there you are. I almost forgot about you over here in Discord land. Hi. All right. First up, we've got Shark here. So if you are in the stream and watching, in office hours, normally when we do feedback, I highly encourage everybody to provide some thoughts on what we're going to talk about. If you do provide feedback, don't be rude. All right. People who are sharing something are sharing it from a place of wanting to improve and get better. So, you know, it's not something that we need to tear somebody up about. But if there's things you like or you don't like, I would highly encourage you to voice your opinion, because Alex and I are only two voices here. So Sharka just said their channel, overall vibe. What do you feel about the channel? And I'll scroll through some of the videos for you. And wondering if you have any pointers on just general channel direction. And then Shark is in the stream. So Shark, if you have anything else that you would like us to take a look at, go ahead. But this is their channel. 11.3K subs, and I'm familiar with Shark. but they mostly do DaVinci Resolve. I would say more tools than tips. Tools, plugins, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, things you like, things that are jumping out at you.
I mean, it's not that important, but if you go right to the very top for me, like the banner and the general look, is you wouldn't necessarily know what the channel was about. And is it a big thing? Not really, because not many people land on. They watch a video. So I'm just working from top down, but could you maybe do slightly more in terms of like just personal branding, in terms of like the banner maybe? Because like everyone knows my little. It sounds really silly. Everyone knows my little cartoon face. Everyone knows Wampus's. What is your little Wampus thing, by the way?
There's a correct answer to that question, Alex. What do you think it is?
I just think it's a joyous little man.
It's not the wrong answer, but it's not the right answer. It's not a whale. It's a shark. It has a dorsal fin and gills. It's a shark. It's a shark. It's got dorsal fins and it's all right. It's a shark. Anyways,
It's
go on.
Hang on, let me get Shark's channel up as well on here.
It's not a whale. It has a dorsal fin and gills. It's a shark. A shark.
I got you. Yeah, I mean that's just an initial thought.
Okay.
Just because, again, it sounds silly. When I made mine, I didn't want to show my face, so I made my little cartoon face, and then people just generally really like it. So it's kind of stuck around. And if you can become that kind of like your little shark, it's kind of a weird thing, kind of a branding thing, and people can just kind of grow attached to it. I'm just looking at the thumbnails now. Edit page 3D one. I'll make that one's cool. The thumbnails are my kind of thumbnails because they look nice, but they do what they say on the tin is what I like to say. Like you know what you're getting. I fixed 3D camera animation. Sorry, I'm just scrolling.
No, you're good. I'm looking at it as well. I think one of the things to think about as well, Shark, with your videos is that I think the bulk of your videos are all kind of promotional for your tools, right? So it's might be a bit hard for us to give you like YouTube strategy when really what you're doing is just marketing the things that you make. So I kind of agree with Alex. I think your top 3 thumbnails I really like a lot. I really like the contrast in them. I like the sizing, the positioning. I think this one's really clean. I like simple thumbnails a lot. I like the text choice. I think the titles are all fine. It's just like if I'm scrolling the homepage, if I see a video that's 2 minutes long and it says I fix 3D camera animation DaVinci Resolve, my immediate thought is, okay, this is probably going to be a tool that they're selling. I'm either interested in it or I'm not. That's kind of it.
I agree, and I think because you clearly you know what you're doing, you can make tools. If you can make videos that are just straight tutorials for the people that would like your tools, that will do you incredible marketing. So if you think again, if I only go from my experience, my Magic Animate stuff, the reason so many people know about that is because I was doing general Resolve-y kind of tutorials for the same sort of people. Like there was this crossover by people that were just there for the tutorials, and then I was able to be like, and here's a tool I made. And people really like it if you make a tutorial that people really like and they go, I learned something here. What else has this guy got? And then they go, oh yeah, he's selling a tool. You know, it's almost like it's that value thing. If people get value out of a tutorial, they might come back and have a little look at your other stuff. So it might be that could be an avenue you go down where you go, well, actually, I'll just try and do more tutorial-y things. And I'll try and just get more people in that way. So then it feels nice because you've got the technical ability because we can see the stuff that you're making. That's really cool. And your thumbnails, as mentioned, look great. So it may be the case that you just apply that same thing to some even relatively basic, just tutorial-y things. And at the end of them, you can go, or here's an easy way. Another great way you can do it is if you've got, again, just going off this, if you've got a 3D camera tutorial, or if you've got a 3D camera plugin, you could make a video showing someone how to do something the old-fashioned way in Fusion. And then at the end, you literally go, or middle or somewhere, even the beginning actually would be the best place. You can say, here's how to do it traditionally, but I've got a tool which makes it easier. So I'm going to show you how to do it for free, but if you've got 10, 20 bucks and you don't want to do this, I have a tool for you. Because then you're pleasing both audiences and you're upselling your own product in a natural way that doesn't feel selly because you're still giving them something because they're learning. You know what I mean? I did something like that with the motion blur video. So yeah, just more of that. I think that's a really natural way to do it on YouTube because it's it feeds the algorithm. People get something for free and you're promoting stuff without it feeling too promoty. And it's a really nice sort of everyone wins situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think just now that I'm thinking about it as well, I do feel like branding is something that I would lean into. And I think when people hear the word branding, they think like, okay, I need to make sure my logo is on every thumbnail. And I need to make sure my thumbnails only use certain colors. But I feel like just having some sense of consistency across everything you have here will just help people recognize you and what you do. Because Shark makes really cool stuff. They're really good plugins. So yeah, I just kind of want to echo that thought. Do you have any other thoughts before moving on?
I was just looking at the shop as well, so kind of alright, but the shop looks great as well. Yeah, I just think with a name like Shark, just having like a really cool little, maybe steal Wampus's shark.
Dude,
you could have like
don't do that.
You could have a really cool, just a little immediately recognizable little shark logo or something. So everyone just goes, oh yeah, I know who the product's by. I know who this video's by. I know who this website's by. And I know you have your name, but it's like, it's a visual thing. People just see it and go, oh yep, I know where this is from.
Okay. Can we get oh dude, I always close the sound effect. Can we get a round of applause for hold. Can we get a round of applause for Shark? Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen one of Shark's videos, but their editing skill set is incredible. Like they're wicked nice with it.
I'm now officially subscribed, so I'll add you to my watch list and watch them because I think I'm in the Discord as well, so I can say hello.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got Stranger. Okay. I think their question is similar. Any ideas on how I can improve packaging? Okay, so more specifically, packaging his videos. So Stranger Gaming, and I believe they're doing Battlefield right now. So let's just take a look at the top 3 videos. If you had to take a quick look on things that you think are working, things that you think aren't working, things you would improve, what would you say? And same with everybody in the stream. What are some things that you feel like you could maybe do better with just focusing on these top 3 videos?
I mean, my initial thought is just to say the best one is the middle one. Is this Battlefield's hardest shot? I just think, I mean, visually you could maybe tweak it to make it look a bit jazzier, but it's actually a really good example of that. You're saying the same thing, but in 2 different ways using the thumbnail and the title. So I actually think that's a really good one. It's like, is this Battlefield's hardest shot? We know it's 573 meters. And then someone's asking, like, is it? I don't know. It's a long shot. And I generally think that's quite good. Maybe it could have been a slightly jazzier, I don't know how I'd have to play with it to actually tell you what I think a nicer looking thumbnail would be. But it could maybe be a bit punchier or something like that. but that concept of having the distance and the title, I think, is really solid. I really struggle with things like funny fails and funny moments. I find that I don't know how you would market that without. Do you? Because I don't know how you'd, because funny is so subjective, and
There's like
I don't know.
there's generally speaking, from my understanding, when you're doing like any kind of a compilation video, there's two approaches. One is like you're a big enough channel to where you can throw these videos around, right? Like you've got 1 million subs, and so people are looking forward to like your compilation. And at that point, you just need to make it like apparent that funny video. I'm gonna look at the timestamp, see if it's long enough for me to enjoy the video, click into it. The other way is when it's the thing that you're competing with when you're doing funny fails, and this is the same thing as just like posting gameplays, is you're really competing with everybody else. And so if you don't have something that stands out with your thumbnail or your title or something that you're doing different, it's really hard to do something like these different. It's just hard to make this a good video. So normally my recommendation is to do something similar to what he's doing here and pitch it as like a thing that's happening. So like everything went wrong after he did this, and you kind of focus on like a key moment, package it around that moment, and then there's more to the video outside of it. Kind of like how you do your 5 tips thing, right? Like you've got one thing that you think is like really cool that you want to share, and then you just add more meat to it. But those are just, they're hard to make do well.
Yeah. And funny is, like you say, it's, you'd watch a funny compilation of someone, of like a friend, someone that you know, because you're like, oh yeah, we know each other. I know this is going to be good, and da da da. But it would be weird if someone ran up to you in the street and when they're like, hey, watch these funny fails. You'd be like, I don't know you.
Get away from me.
Yeah, like you feel like you need to know someone first for that to kind of be relevant. I mean, one of my favorite approaches I've seen for people doing gaming videos is when they give themselves a task, or when it's task driven. And it's similar to that is this Battlefield's hardest shot. It's like, I don't know, you're trying to achieve a common goal with friends, and then something funny happens. And it's kind of, the goal is the driver. That's the story of the video. Will they do it? Won't they do it? What calamities will happen? You've got yourself a really easy title then, and a thumbnail similar to that is this Battlefield's hardest shot. It's like, I made the most ridiculous shot ever, or we tried to do this thing. It's like, it becomes much easier to package. Or tips. Again, make it educational. Make a educational video on how to do a really long shot in Battlefield, and then you can go, well, maybe people are searching for that. You know what I mean? And then people will naturally grow to like you and the way you deliver things. And then when you post the funny fails, people are like, oh yeah, I like this guy. And so I know that I'm going to enjoy the funny compilation. Am I making sense there?
Yes. It's hard as a viewer to see a video that just says funny fails and envision what that fail is or what that moment is. The more I just feel like practically it's easier to set up an example of what you're trying to showcase and then kind of package it around that idea. Because otherwise you just kind of end up in like this gray zone where you're not really making a statement about anything. So it's just, Team Summer had asked, when it comes to gaming, because Stranger's doing multiple games here, is it okay to do multiple games or one? And the answer depends on your videos, right? So remember that we were talking about how you can either post gameplays or you can make YouTube videos. If you make YouTube videos, people are watching for you. And those are often narrative-driven videos, or they're challenge-based videos or something. If you're posting gameplays, people are watching for the game. So it's going to be really hard to post different games because the only thing people are watching the channel for is to see X game played well. So it just depends on how you're approaching the videos. Stranger had asked feedback on a short. Okay, we'll do one short a play. I'm gonna do the most recent one, and then we'll move on. Hopefully this works.
You're playing.
Is this Stranger? Okay, Stranger. You got audio?
Yeah.
Okay.
With a tank, bro.
I know. I'm gonna get this man. I'm gonna get this man. I'm gonna get him. Yeah.
I don't have a, what do you call it? No, nice. Fuck yeah.
They'll never take me alive.
Oh.
Did.
Get your ass up! Get his ass up! Fuck you!
All right. Thoughts?
I mean, it's a good time. Sounds like people are having fun. There's not much to critique in terms of like an edit or anything, but it seems like a good time. I don't have an issue with that. If I was into the game, I'd watch that. But I don't have a huge amount to critique per se.
I think it's too long for a short.
It does feel a bit long.
I think it's too long. Yeah, it does seem like it's a good time. I would just make sure you emphasize those good times. There's like a certain, when you're doing shorts, there's a certain point where the viewers felt like they've kind of reached what you're trying to show them. And I think for me, it's when you like blow up the tank. And like after you blow up the tank, I don't really know what I'm watching for. So yeah, like I'm with Alex. I think the editing's fine. Like it's a fun clip, but just in terms of like the short strategy, I would just be more careful with what you're picking and choosing to show.
Yeah, the only other thing I could maybe say is if there is like a crescendo, a kind of a big moment in the bit that we're showing, which I don't know, let's say all your teammates get downed and whatever, just show that at the beginning, because I fall into this trap. It's kind of an annoying thing I find myself doing. They show that at the beginning, and then you're interested in what got to that point. And that can just be a really simple way of being like, you immediately see a bunch of people laughing because something's gone horribly wrong and they're all having a good time. And then you're kind of in that, and then you go, okay, what led to this? And then it can be a shorter short, and you've got the ending at the beginning. So then you're already kind of hooked. You want to know how it got there, and then it kind of the story plays out over the beats of the short. And then you go, okay, cool.
Good comms. These are good comms. Can we get a round of applause for Stranger? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Stranger. Appreciate you sharing, man. All right. Up next is Forum. And we have YouTube channel from them. Question is thumbnails. I think I could use some work as well as general flow of the clips I edit for the channel. Okay, so we got two questions here. One is thumbnail, and then two, we can take a look at one of the videos and just see how they're laid out. So comments, questions, concerns? Everybody who's watching, first look at the channel. What do you think? What's working? What's not working? Anything that sticks out to you initially, Alex, when you're looking at the channel?
It feels maybe a bit inconsistent. Oh, no, there's not purple branding. I'm trying to look for some sort of consistencies, but I guess there isn't really. But not in a bad way.
I will say that I do feel like thumbnails could use a little bit of love. Because for me, sometimes it's a little hard to critique a channel for a given niche because you don't know what like the norm is for that style of video, right? Like there's, depending on what kind of videos or that they make, it's some kind of sometimes thumbnails are more standard than others, but I feel like the overall readability of the thumbnails could use a little bit of love. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the main focus of the thumbnail is Alana, right? It's the person within them. But then you can see Alana in them, but then does she stand out from the rest of the thumbnail? Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of could maybe do with Like the Alana addressed Gods of War. Oh, I've picked the sex scenes one, but the third one down. Like
Alex.
I happen to pick that one. Oh, actually, a better one is bottom left now.
Warhammer?
Yeah, that one,
Mhm.
the Warhammer one. Kind of the Alana stands out a bit more, and then you can maybe do some personal branding with it. I don't know.
I think the thumbnail that I feel like we all, and I'm going to speak for everybody. The one that my ID is immediately drawn towards is here. This one. It has nothing.
Charizard with the hat on.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with her, and it's just because there's so much contrast from the background, the foreground, and the colors on the pixel are so full and vibrant. So a lot of times when people talk about, or I'm not sure if you're the one doing the thumbnails or not, but I'll just say that people oftentimes describe thumbnails in terms of like pop, like, oh, we can make it pop more, or we need something to stand out more. And most of the time what that means for you is you need to create a little bit more contrast and order in your thumbnail. Contrast can do with like brightness. So there could be a world where you just darken the background, brighten her up. You can do with color contrast, right? So like this one's got a lot of color contrast. You can look up a old color wheel to look at what colors, please just load. What colors are opposite of each other, to view that. And then you have like focal contrast. So things that are a little bit more blurred or more in the foreground, more in the background. The other thing that I think is going to work well for you is simplicity. So something like this, where you've got a lot of stuff happening in the background and the thumbnail, is going to make it really hard to pick out like an individual something, like just one thing to look at. So then instead we just look at like the generic thumb and we don't really see anything. Yeah, do you have any other thoughts on thumbs?
Yeah, just looking, just Googling. So I'm just trying to think of. So my thinking for this goes: what's the draw of each video? Are we trying to appeal to people that know Alana and just want to hang out and see a clip, or are you trying to appeal to people that don't know Alana's streams, right? Because then that feels like that's two different things. So I might see this and go, oh, I'll watch all of Alana's clips and all of Alana's whatever. So I'll see her in a thumbnail, and it does matter, but it almost doesn't matter as much. I just go, I see my favorite streamer, I click. Whereas, do any of those appeal to someone that doesn't know Alana? And I think that's a bit of the trick. That's what's being missed. So why do I care if I don't know who she is? Like, you still want her in the thumbnail, because that's the whole branding thing and that's everything else. But then how can you make it interesting to someone that doesn't necessarily already know who she is? And then that might be where you really have to think about the branding of the thumbnail and the title. Like, Alana addresses God of War or addresses this, that, and the other. Why is that interesting if I don't know who Alana is? You see what I mean?
Yep.
And then it's just trying to find a slightly more hookier hook from an outsider's point of view.
Something that, again, I feel like I do this all the time. So people who are in office hours are going to roll their eyes, but it's a good example to talk through. Something that you'll hear people discuss about with YouTube is, for clips channels, it's going to be really hard to, it's the same thing as like doing gameplays, right? So like somebody might just be watching those videos for Alana. You have this core group of people that are watching. And when you specifically position your videos to only be around Alana stream moments, whatever, you miss out on this massive YouTube audience that you're not reaching. So something that I would think about in the future is kind of what Alex is saying. Is there a way to position your videos so that it's less about her and more about this maybe like grander idea, game, moment, thought, emotion, something that is more relatable to the mass YouTube audience. Again, it's like the power bins example, right? So like I can make a video about power bins, or I can make a video on saving time in DaVinci Resolve.
I think this is the right way to go with it. I think we agree on this. I think you actually make the thumbnail entirely for someone that doesn't know Alana, but still put her in the corner, still do a react picture, because the people that, like you say, people that are there for Alana and the personality and everything else will click on it kind of regardless, because they'll just see her in a thumbnail. So you kind of don't need to make the thumbnail and the title clicky for that person, because they'll click it kind of anyway. So if you focus all of your attention on the thumbnail and the title being useful for someone else, you've already got that one market because they're going to click it anyway. So you focus all of your time and effort on the other markets to try and build the audience and build the growth. That's the way I would put it.
All right, Tim, just being a smart ass.
Puts Alana in the corner.
Oram, do you have any other questions on that? I feel like it probably makes sense what we're getting at. But yeah, I just let us know if you have any other questions. I'll give the top video just a quick play. We'll maybe do like opening minute, see if we have any comms. Any comms, any feedback?
Alrighty, well, we've swapped now, haven't we? Bloody hell. Going in different directions now, aren't we? One bullet? Bitch, it had 5 when it was in Leon's inventory.
Oh, God.
Spoilers.
Who's there?
Okay, so this is a blind facility. I was wondering if that was what it was. Yeah, so the big witch, big creepy dead lady was blind. Gideon blind. This lady blind. He's been trying to...
You can't see, can you?
Thanks, genius. Well, when Gideon said about...
I don't know. What do you think?
It's a video for people that know Alana, isn't it? I don't mean that in a negative way at all. But there's only so much you can kind of chop that up, I guess. I like the little zoom ins just to make sure that you can see the reaction, because that's the personality, right? Like you said earlier, but the difference between a YouTube video and sort of the gameplay. Most people are here to watch sort of Alana's take on it.
Look right at me. All right, well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's fine enough. Like, it's a video like this, if you're just putting together a highlight, I don't know if the needle is going to move in a significant enough way if you were to put a ton of more effort into something like this. Like, if you're just making some like stream highlights, I think this is fine. Are there things you could do to improve this? Sure. Yeah. There's always things you can add on top of a video. There's always more layers you can add in good old DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, I will say that I do think that having this title card here again is something that kind of hurts and isolates your viewers, because what if I don't know Alana plays? And also, and nothing goes wrong. I don't know if I would do that either.
No, again, opening with maybe, I don't know what the video, but maybe she gets jump scared a bunch of times throughout the gameplay. It's like, okay, we'll cut a bunch of these into a quick little jump scary compilation at the beginning, and then people immediately know, okay, there's a bunch of jump scares and it's quite a funny reaction, and then it's Alana plays, and then it plays out pretty much exactly the same as it was, but at least you've got something in the beginning to kind of go, here's some of the fun stuff to expect. So at least people then kind of have an idea of what's coming up. Sure. That could maybe be another way to spice the intro up, like, and then it kind of slows down and it goes into the gameplay.
Okay. These are good comms. These are good comms. Can we give a round of applause for Oram? Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yeah. I think you guys are doing a good job. Just, there's always things that you can work on when it comes to YouTube land. Always, always, always. So, yeah, keep it up. Keep it up, keep it up.
Dude, it's always going to be hard to cut that sort of thing up in any way that feels like it's an edit rather than, because then you're getting into like it's a very edited thing, whereas I'd imagine Alana wants it to be like a stream thing. So it's such a hard balance.
It's very difficult to make something into a YouTube video that wasn't intended to be a YouTube video. Anytime you're taking something that was recorded of being a live experience, it's hard to make that into a video. So do what you can. All right, let's go ahead and move on to Holy. We're also, Alex, we're hitting kind of the 2-hour mark on the stream. Are you doing okay?
I'm totally good. Yeah. As I say, I will just magically disappear when I'm done. It's all good.
You'll head off to Mars.
Yeah.
Roger that. All right. We'll do a couple more and then I'll let you enjoy your evening because it's evening time over there in the other part of the world. It is the evening hour.
Honestly.
Okay. All right. This next video is from Holy. Holy is a member of the community, and they were the one that was asking you for some beginner YouTube tips. Like, hey, starting a new channel. Any thoughts on this? So their question is, I'm going to go ahead and I'll play the opening minute right to the first chapter mark. I would like you guys watching to let me know if there's a moment you would have clicked off the video or if you would have given it a watch. And don't be rude and just say, like as soon as I start playing the video, like, oh, gone. But if there's a moment where you feel like losing interest, go and close. The video is currently titled, "The Boyfriend Waited 9 Hours to Call for Help." This is a true crime channel. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. 3, 2,
In
go.
today's true crime documentary, we will investigate the disappearance of a woman in the Caribbean. It's the middle of the night. Your yacht sits motionless at anchor over the coast of St. John. The water is calm, the world is quiet. You are asleep, and then suddenly the anchor alarm explodes through the silence. You wake up, disoriented, still half asleep, trying to understand what's wrong. You step on deck and realize she's gone. Completely gone. No splash, no sound, no one calling for help. You search the entire boat. Her phone is still here, her wallet, her passport, everything's still here. Except her. So what happened out there? And what do you say when the Coast Guard asks you what happened on your boat? Before we can understand what happened.
Okay. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Would you have kept watching? Would you have clicked off?
Yeah. I couldn't hear it particularly. It was very quiet, but I kind of got the gist. I don't. It fits. The edit fits the mood and the tone. So it's quite slow, but I think the pacing is correct. I think. Well, correct's maybe the wrong word. The pacing feels right for what it is. I have one thing, and it's going to be the dumbest feedback ever for this sort of thing, but I saw it and it annoyed me. It didn't annoy me really, but drop shadow on that image, and then the next one where there's the grey
In
background,
today's
and
true
there's
crime documentary,
use the
we will investigate
grey
the
again at another point.
disappearance of a woman in the
Is it
Caribbean.
here-ish?
It's
Picture
the
of the
middle of the
boat.
night.
No, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Motionless
Here?
That one there. Yeah.
And what do
Just
you
put drop
say
shadow.
when the
It looks really flat.
asks you what happened
I know it's
on
such
your
a silly
boat?
thing, but I just noticed it. I was like,
Before we can
just drop shadow
understand what
everything.
happened,
I know, I'll just make it
to
pop a
know
bit
the
more.
people
That's not great
behind the
feedback,
story.
but I saw it and was like, just throw it on there.
His name was Ryan, a 44-year-old
But I
American
think that the
yacht
pacing
Someone
works for that sort of thing. I
with a
like
role in the past that would later raise
true crime
serious
stuff,
questions.
and you don't want it to be like pow 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 because you listen to it in the background or when you're driving or
Within
when
a
you're doing
few
whatever.
months, the relationship became serious. She
Okay.
stepped fully into that world.
Anybody else? Would you guys?
Onto
Anybody
the
watching?
siren song.
Things that worked, things that didn't work for you. Pizza had said the storytelling and writing, voiceover are really good. I think you could use less drop shadow, more colorful textured backgrounds. Okay, so background replacement might be something that we could think about. Summer said pacing is good if it's 15 minutes. I like that it's not over the top. I think the original, oh, hello, Escape. I think the original boat clip kind of broke the vibe. It was too bright, didn't fit the darker vibe. Ooh, okay. Yeah.
We need to know the people behind the story. In today's
Which is the original boat?
This one.
true crime documentary at the coast of St. John. The water is calm,
I'm assuming.
the world is quiet. You are asleep, and then
This niche isn't one that I typically watch. So, I don't know what's kind of considered good or bad, but, yeah. I've talked to Holy a few times about his video, so I don't know if I have anything else that I'd like to add. Is there any other thoughts that you have, Alex?
Let me rewatch it again locally.
Okay, go ahead. One of the other things that I had mentioned to Holy as you watch this, Alex, is that title-wise, boyfriend waited 9 hours to call for help. I don't know. I feel like you could be a little bit more on the nose with what happened in the video. So, if the lady like ends up drowning or disappears, like you could literally say something like, "The boyfriend waited and she disappeared," or you know, something that just hints more at the danger of what happens to her, and less that the boyfriend is waiting for 9 hours. Yeah. I think the pacing is good. I feel like the only other point of feedback I had for Holy is that visuals are going to be hard when you're doing true crime, because obviously you don't have like real-time footage of the crime being committed. But if you can provide B-roll or anything that's a little bit more illustrative to what's happening, it's just going to be a more engaging experience for the viewer. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah. I think, it's a tricky one because you kind of have to treat it as a podcast in a way, where the visuals are kind of the cadence of the spoken voice is kind of key, and then you just build some sort of visual engagement on that. Especially as you say, if you don't have any actual footage, it is kind of just filler visuals to make it a video rather than it just being a podcast, like an audio thing. I mean, you could do some other stuff to make it kind of look a bit jazzier, as someone's mentioned, but again, I guess it's that cost to reward kind of thing. Excuse me. Does it need to be jazzier? Maybe. Could the fonts maybe be slightly nicer looking, because they kind of look, I don't know what font it is. They could maybe be a little bit nicer maybe, but is that work for the sake of it? Because no one's watching this necessarily for the edit, if that makes sense. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm watching it for like just the story.
Yeah.
Leading with, the hook, I think is a good thing, and then getting into the chapters. But yeah, the ordering of all of that is the difficult thing to get right in the edit. And 15 minutes may be right. I'd need to watch all 50 minutes to know whether that feels right or whether that feels too long or too short, or it's a tricky one to be able to judge on a snippet.
There's lots of good points of feedback from everybody chiming in. Peach has asked or had mentioned that also, hello Peach, might be a good idea to kind of have everything be moody and dark and not bounce back and forth between daytime and nighttime. Something to think about. Some shots are being held too long. Okay, I think we got most of it. It's probably not a good idea to do reshoots for true crime docos. Like, we didn't get it right the first time. Let's try again.
This is true.
Alex, do you have any other thoughts?
No, I don't think so. Other than someone mentioned that you could do some sound would be a good thing. You could add some sound effects to it, or switch the music up to kind of change the cadence a bit. Change like you were saying earlier. If it's all just like monotone is the wrong one. If it's like a similar speed all throughout, that kind of works. But maybe you could have some sections where there's some key information that kind of comes up and it's like, oh, this is a bit quicker paced, and then it slows down again to the standard. Again, hard to kind of judge, but you could try and kind of have it kind of speeding up and slowing down in certain parts. But yeah.
Yeah. Nicely done, Holy. Thank you for sharing, sir. Can we give Holy a quick round of applause? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Holy. I'm a big fan of Holy because they've been working hard to get a lot of feedback on what they're doing, and I'm trying to learn and improve quickly. So we like Holy, man. And he's a super nice guy. Super, super nice guy.
Yeah. And feel free to send me the link and I'll watch the whole thing. And I can always do some additional stuff.
Dang. Alex, has anybody told you you're a nice guy?
No.
No. No. Most of the time people say, get out of my bedroom. And I'm like, dude.
Most people are mean. I think I've seen one of these thumbnails, by the way.
Yeah.
Seen that? I think I've seen that thumbnail on my feed.
The one that what was the one that I just shared from Clips? This one. I think it's the expression one. They've made an expression tool that is so sick. It's like almost like an expressions. I don't know if you would call it like a template preset saver, but instead of like having to go to like Jake Whip's or like William Justice's website, kind of like have them saved, and you have your favorite expressions saved here, and then you just quickly call them. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so clips. Should I continue to use my own voice with less cinematic narration tutorials, or should I stick to the AI voice, which allows me to make the tutorials more like an edit instead of a pure tutorial? I have mixed feelings about this, but the last video I made took me 1 day to make. The other videos with AI voice take me 3 to 4 days. I have a plugin that places the generations directly, but what takes time is scripting and make the voice. Okay, so I think the big question is, would you do your own voice versus clip? I think you made it worse for me. Clipizo? Is that right? The way it's abbreviated? Clipizo? Why not Clipizo? Clipizo. What's wrong with clips, man? All right, Clips with a Z is wondering if voice AI or voice normal.
In my last couple of videos, some people wanted to.
Oh, is this your normal voice? If it is, I like your normal voice. And then is this AI? I feel like this might be AI.
By default, DaVinci Resolve doesn't support tapered lines. There are some clever workarounds out there, but they're pretty heavy on your PC and usually rely on faking the effect with motion blur.
To know how
Real
I get
voice.
my Fusion layout to look the way it does right now. And so if we go to workspace here.
Clipizo. I got it. Clipizos.
Clipizo.
I apologize, man. You have to forgive me. I'm illiterate. Dude, you have a great voice. You have a great,
I definitely.
deep YouTube voice. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the same thing. If you're worried about the confidence of it, that comes over time. Like, it sounds great, it works. If you listen back and you feel that you don't sound like, I don't know what the right, like assertive enough, or because the AI voice has a level of confidence in what it's doing, but that you'll get that anyway if you don't feel it's there. I'm not saying it's not there, but I'm saying because when I listen back to my old stuff, it always felt like it almost felt like I sounded like I didn't know what I was doing because I didn't quite have the confidence to project my voice in the way that AI voice is like, hey, here's a new thing, and I'm going to voice. No. And that will come with time. But the benefit of using your own voice is A, it's far more natural. B, no one else has that voice. So no one's going to accidentally stumble across a different channel with the same voice. And then people will immediately just grow more attached to you as an individual because they're like, oh yeah, I can hear this voice.
I think,
and it becomes a thing.
You'll also be able to deliver your material the way you intended it. It's kind of hard to train AI to say, like, put certain emphasis on vowels and syllables and timings that you want, unless you're very, very manual with it. Yeah, I think you have a fantastic voice for YouTube. I would not be self-confident at all. I think at the end of the day, everybody hates hearing themselves in a video. Like, everybody hates their own voice. So that's a very natural thing. If I could give you one piece of advice, kind of piggyback off of what Alex said, if you're recording and you don't feel confident, or you feel like you didn't deliver something really well, a lot of times what I end up doing is I record the same thing twice, like the full video twice. Because just like doing anything, the more you practice, the better you get. So if you say it once and you kind of stumble in to connect things together, you're like, well, in order to use the 3D camera, you're gonna want to bring in, you have those little pauses in between. The next time you read it, you can go, okay, we're gonna start with a 3D camera. Go ahead and bring up your tool menu, and then it takes more time to do, but it's I don't know. It's what works for me when I record. It's definitely time consuming, but I just feel like the delivery ends up sounding 10 times better the second go around.
Yeah. But even then, like, even if they recorded like twice, that's still, because what was it? You said you recorded this one in like a day and the other one took 2 to 3 days to
3 to 4
and get the AI voice to do it. Yeah. So even if you go, well, I'm just going to record this 3 times and then choose my best sort of delivery from each one, and it's really good practice, you're still saving time over like the net total, and you're getting 3 times more practice in. So it's like, that's just a winner all around. But again, sorry, self-promotion. Did anyone see, you may have seen my DaVinci Resolve, my launch video, right? My 21 launch video where I was in the hotel. Oh, here we go.
DaVinci Resolve 21 is here.
You love it. You love it here.
It is a beta. It is still currently in beta.
That was someone you like in front of you. You'd be like, you're a weirdo. Get away from me. Like,
please leave.
Please leave. Like, and it's so hammed up. It's so just like, and you have to be careful because you can become very annoying. But basically, the point I'm making is you have to kind of go past what you think is right for normal talking. But sometimes on videos, it lands in the right place. So to you, it feels like you've put too much into it and you've gone a bit silly and you've over projected and you're putting all this like, no. And then when you watch it back, you go, oh no, that kind of lands right, actually. It feels like you're doing this horrible, weird, acty thing. You're just dialing yourself up a bit. And then on video, it can land in a really nice place where you just sound a bit more confident and your voice is a bit more assertive. Not as much as I necessarily go to in that hotel video, but some of the other ones, it is me being like, what up guys, and I use like a certain cadence which I fall into, and it's a rhythm and people kind of like it, and it's weird, it's horrible. And again, if you go back and watch my old videos, I didn't do it. I just kind of stood and mumbled into the microphone because I felt really self-conscious of it, and it just comes over time. But I definitely recommend using your actual voice and just practicing that and doing it over time, and eventually you'll get to a point where you're like, oh no, I know what I'm doing. I like the way that I kind of do this, and it adds personality to the video that the AI can't do. And if you can do it quicker and it saves you a bunch of time, like that's just winning. Just winning on every direction. And even in life, like I'm not this kind of talkative man. Like when I was a younger kid, I was always a bit quieter, and YouTube has allowed me to kind of go, oh, yeah, I can talk a bit, I can project a bit, and I stand in front of people and do talky shit. And it's kind of, it's a really good thing to do. It's a weird skill.
It's a strange one.
If you do it, you will develop it, and it'll be really worth doing, I think.
Yeah. It's weird recording to yourself, screaming
totally
in a room by yourself. What's up, guys?
Hey, everyone. I still really struggle when someone's watching. This is why you rarely see vlogs and stuff from me, because I go to do it and then I'm like, nope, I'm too self-conscious. I'm going to go and hide in a hole.
Filming in public is psychotic. It takes a different kind of human being to do that comfortably.
Yeah, it really does.
Summer had asked, I noticed that Clipizio has captions throughout. The question was, do you need captions throughout your videos? My viewpoint is no. I am team no on captions throughout a long form video, because so we want captions on the long form. There is a button here that you can click to read it.
Yep.
I would pick and choose where you use text on screen to highlight a certain point. It's the same kind of concept where if you cut to the exact same rhythm, if you show the exact same thing over and over and over, you lose emphasis on your text. So pick and choose where you use it to emphasize things that you want to be read.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay.
I don't put any in unless I'm doing like a tiny snippet in an intro purely to put some things on the screen, but generally, no.
Nah.
Do you use, off topic, but do you use a face cam, like a picture-in-picture cam, webcam in your videos? I can't remember.
For tutorials?
Like, do you have your... Yeah.
Yes and no. So I will use it if I'm not highlighting something on screen. So if I'm, let's say I'm talking about something in Fusion, and I'm showing the nodes, like, okay, this does that, click this button here, blah, 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 blah. I like to go full screen, so that way my face isn't distracting from what the thing is I want you to focus on. But if I want to take a step back and go, all right, so what we're doing here is blah, 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 then I either go to full cam or I don't mind going picture in picture. But I've found over the years that I feel more confident leaving my face cam off.
Yeah. Cool. We agree. It's one of my pet peeves, so I think it was worth mentioning. I find it... So
you don't like my YouTube videos? Okay. Noted.
I find it annoying when someone, like the people on stream, can see my face. If I'm in the bottom of the screen and all the video is this, and it's the side of my face for the entire thing, and why are you in a cam? Just hide the cam. Just hide the cam.
What are you doing there?
I think you toggle it back on, like you say, when you turn to the camera and you say something, and then if you turn around or like you accidentally move something, and at the same time you're like, look up here, and there's two things going on because they can see you in the camera, and you're saying, look up here where the mouse is, and people go like, where am I looking? It's just one of those things that I think is odd that people do it. Games, fine, totally, because they want to see your face reacting, but in like tutorials, just leave your face up. Like, have your face at the intro and in bits when you're trying to, I'm telling you a thing, but when you're showing a thing, just show the thing. Your face doesn't need to be there.
Yeah,
not that it is in this one. Sorry, that's a tangent, but I just figured I'd get that out.
Just been spewing on that one in the shower the last couple months. Just like, oh, I cannot stand those webcams.
No, that's 6 years. That is. I've been waiting to voice that.
You got it out. You got it out.
I can sleep.
Like, finally got to say what I thought. Can we give Clipizio round of applause, please? Thank you. Thank you. Clips, I am very excited to see what you create in the future. There's a few people in the DaVinci space who have been starting to make like just dope. You're gonna have to excuse my French, sir, but just dope shit. Just dope shit for DaVinci, like tutorials, stuff. And I am super stoked to see some of the stuff you create. All right. Next up, I've almost scared. We have the legend himself, Polly. Polly.
Have you ever tried?
Polly, for those who aren't familiar, is one of the kings of the DaVinci Resolve community. They are very involved in all aspects. DaVinci Resolve, super helpful with any and all things editing DaVinci. And
Great.
their question is general overall feel. It's for the specific video. It's a project going for a few months due to life happening. Totally understand that. So a lot of things I change. So a lot of things I change or improve now compared to when I started it. But for the sake of finishing it, I'm leaving most things as they are. What feels like too much? What's lacking? Sound effects? Could this be used to showcase certain DaVinci skills? It's a makeshift portfolio. Dude, I totally get that you start a video and then 2 months later you realize you could have made the video 10 times better the next time you look at it. It's just, your next video is always the best video you make. So I totally feel you on that. But I'm assuming they're just looking for general feedback on the video. So let's go ahead and give it a play, and I'll go ahead and play through. We'll feel it out. We'll do like a minute or so.
Sending a video file only to be met with the dreaded message that the file size is too big. In today's day and age, with phones shooting in 4K or even 8K by default, and companies getting stingier and more expensive by the day, it's not always easy sharing your videos. Emails often have a 30 megabyte limit, WhatsApp supposedly has 2 gigabytes, but that's situational. Free Discord accounts have an 8 megabyte limit. Or maybe you're just trying to save some storage space because the AI bubble is still growing, and companies like OpenAI, Nvidia, AMD, Microsoft and Google have bought the world's memory chip supply, driving storage prices off the roof and leaving us consumers in a tight spot. The irony of getting slammed with extreme prices because we allow big companies to shove down our throats their unsolicited AI products. Or maybe you are starting out editing and you notice that the video you put into your editing software, let's take as an example, the free version of DaVinci Resolve on Windows, which uses Microsoft native mediocre encoder, is coming out larger than the original file, and that's even after you have trimmed out parts of the footage. Well, there are a lot of factors at play, with a very important but underappreciated one being which encoder you use. I'm going to link a few videos that make an excellent job explaining codecs, bitrates, and other relevant details, because if I did that here, this video would be far too long, and I wouldn't explain it as well. So, I'm going to show you a nice little piece of software you can download for free, that's open source, and
okay, I think that's a good stopping point. What do you think?
Sound effects, you mentioned there isn't any sound effects, but they are coming, because obviously that adds a lot.
Example, yes. Sound effects, they know that they're missing. Yeah. They're aware.
I really like it. I think I like the animation. It has a certain style to it, which I like. In the fact that, how can I say this without, it's not mean. It sounds like I'm being mean, but it's not. It has like an almost retro-y kind of animation feel to it, which I like. And it keeps on that, and I think that's quite cool. There's one bit where I think it feels like it hangs for like a tiny, well, there's two actually. You know the phone at the beginning? If you go back for me, it's right at the start. Yeah, this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's everywhere else, there's punchiness. And that phone just feels like it, I don't know why it just stood out. It sat for slightly too long. I think you talk about price at that moment. So literally just having like a little dollar like ring out of price or something it feels like it would fit maybe the cadence a bit better. But like this bit works really well. This kind of like endless.
I agree.
Flipping around. The co-pilot bit made me laugh. Feeding the co-pilot in the bottom right hand corner. I like that. Again, like the background on this might not necessarily work everywhere, but it kind of fits. I think it fits that kind of feel. It feels intentional. It feels like that's what you're going for. It reminds me of something like some old sort of games, but I can't think what it is. That feels weirdly static. Can you go back like a few seconds for me? Please, dude. Yeah, this. It just
right here where it holds. Oops.
Yeah, there's a time, and it's weird because ordinarily you probably wouldn't notice that, but because everything else is always got a tiny bit of movement in it, that and the phone bit earlier, the phone bit and this bit stood out because they're the only bits that just don't move. So you could be lazy and even just put like a tiny little dynamic zoom on an adjustment clip over that bit, so it feels like it has some movement, and it does because it kind of feels like it stops. for a second, and then it carries on. And it's one of those things like, could you improve like the smoothness of some of the animations? Sure. Is it worth it? I kind of like that theme. I quite like it. And again, I hope that's not meant as an insult when I say it has that feeling of almost, I don't want to say PowerPoint because that feels mean, but you know what I mean? It's got that kind of retro, slightly earlier kind of animation style to it. And because it's everywhere, it feels intentional, which I like. I think it feels quite cool.
I think the thing that Orson likes to talk about this a lot, but there's a growing need for authenticity with creators because there's so much AI polished just turds. So the one thing that I think works really well when you do this is I know you made this. I know that you sat down and made this. It's got like your touch, your feel on it. And it's the one thing that like whenever somebody does an AI generated video or animation or whatever, it's all following like very similar trained models or ideas or whatever. And so you end up getting a lot of things that look and feel similar. This feels like poly. Like this is cool. I'm with Alex. Like I don't think could you come up with like a 3D disk drive that you like spin around, rotate, and like drop? Yeah. But do you have to? No. I like it. I like it a lot. You want to skim through? Okay, we'll skim through the end. I think the one thing that would definitely serve you well is some sound design. Like some kind of backing music track would go a long way through the opener. Nothing crazy, you know, like you don't need like some kind of EDM track or whatever, but just something to kind of emphasize. See, that's the thing I was getting confused on. As I was trying to say emphasize and not empathize. That's something that would emphasize the tone of the video. I'm with Alex as well. I don't think you need to like, as editors, it's so easy to get caught up in like the frame by frame details because you spend so much time on those like 5 or 10 frames. But I don't think like that animation looks fine. I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anything, if you were gonna change anything, I'd almost.
Okay.
Yeah, it's even better now. If anything, like you could almost lean into it more. You know, like the word art you used to get on PowerPoint and stuff. You could throw some of that in, and it would feel really like in tone with everything, and you could just have some fun with it.
Yeah, like it. I think it's cool though. Yeah. I'm trying to think if they had asked anything else. Could this be used to showcase certain DaVinci skills, especially Fusion as a makeshift portfolio? Okay, so I guess the back half question is, would there be parts of this that you feel like you could use on a show reel or portfolio? And if so, how, where, when, maybe?
I mean, if this is your style, this is like the style you like, the style you want to do more of, all of this is kind of show reel worthy, isn't it? Because you're like, here's what I make and here's the style I do it. And will that appeal to everyone? No. But the people that like it are going to go, I really like that. That's really cool. So it's just depending on whether you want to put like a show reel for the mainstream, the everyone, or whether you just want to lean into this and go, I just want to do loads of this. In which case, this is a great example.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Any other thoughts, comments?
I say one thing which is just brought to mind, but this is applicable to everything we've done. Remember when you make some of these videos, if you make them like super swish and jazzy, and then it pops off, they're gonna want that. People are gonna want that every time, and you kind of dig in your own grave. It's like if you do a video that's cool and you like it and you had fun and it's a real nice blend, and it didn't take you like 3 weeks to do some relatively small stuff, but it's super polished. if you don't do that, then you never have to do that. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like some of my videos are kind of janky. If I make a janky video and people go, "This is just what he does," and then I go, "Sweet, my life's way easier now because I can just make janky videos for the rest of my life." So you genuinely think you need to think about that. You need to think like, I could make this the most polished thing in the world, and if it does well, every video ever needs to be this polished. And then you're like, well, I can make one video a year.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little attacked right now, but all good. All good.
Sorry,
so you don't like my webcam, you don't like my video style, and you're using my stream to self promo. I don't know if I like how this conversation is going.
This is how I grew my YouTube channel.
Hey, so can I go on your stream, please? Can we get a round of applause for Polly? Thank you, Polly. I really like the video, man. These are like my favorite kind of YouTube videos. Is like you're talking about something you think is cool. I can tell you put love into the video. That's like, for me, I'm like, all right, I'm in. All right, I'm gonna do. There's a good chunk of people that submitted results, and we are not going to get through all of them. So I'm gonna say, you want to do 2 more? Cool.
Works for me.
Okay, let's go ahead and do 2 more. I'm just going to. I almost want to do like a random number generator to see who we can get. All right, I'm just gonna go. Okay, off stream, I'm gonna do a random number generator 1 through 10. Yeah, 6. Okay, I'm gonna go 6 and no name there. Okay. I have a video with no username. Hopefully, actually, let me open this up off stream in case we get something kind of insane. Oh no, I don't think it's that insane. Mojoie? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Mojoie?
Mojoie?
Yeah.
Mojo?
Where's Frenchie?
Where's Frenchie? We here? I'll give them a few seconds, and if they're not here, we can go to somebody else. Stoke! Enjoy your day, man. It's good to see you, brother. Hope you're having a fantastic one. I'll give them 10 more seconds. If they don't come, we can go to somebody else. While I guess we're waiting, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, at the end, do you want to do like a little magic grade little show off session?
Sure, I can do. I don't have to, but I'm welcome. I can do if you want me to.
No, it's not what I want. What do you want?
I'm happy to, but I don't need to. That's the point.
Okay.
If you want me to do one, I'll talk about some of the stuff and show you some of the stuff. But I don't necessarily need to pimp everything out.
Okay,
cool.
That sounds good.
I like talking about it. You know me, I'll talk about it for ages. But yeah.
Okay. I'm not seeing them in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and they're here. You just made it. You just made it. Nicely done. Nicely done. It's pronounced Mojo. I got you. Okay. Their question. General feedback on what I can do to improve right now to help grow my channel. All right. So general channel, what do you think? Things that are working, things that are not, strategy, et cetera, et cetera. This is Mojo. Big Mojo.
I like the banner right at the top.
You're a banner guy, huh? You like a good banner.
Yeah. There was another good banner earlier by, I can't remember who it was. It's a good banner. I like a banner. I think it just helped. Like mine's dumb, so it's not even a good example. But I do like a banner.
I like your banner.
There you go.
It's a nice
There you go.
banner.
It's an old picture. I've aged like a lot since then, but I need to change that.
No.
Yeah, I like it. Simple, does the job. Thumbnails. Trying to see a favorite one or one to pick on. This is very similar to earlier, isn't it? It's like, so I can see First Light, Dark Deception, Invincible, GTA 6, Crimson Desert. It's gonna be hard, isn't it, to build a channel around you? I think. I'm trying to think of the best way, because it's difficult to do when you have to rely on search at some point when you're starting, or just kind of luck, kind of having a video appearing. So would maybe like a playthrough of the First Light be a better thing, like a continuation of it, like a series of videos on it? That maybe be better. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there so you see what people
typically think. Playthroughs have a really good first video, and then all the videos after it
drop,
off a cliff.
Because we know with people like you that will watch you play anything, but it's hard to get that established because no one's searching for. Again, that sounded mean. I don't mean that, but no one's searching for Mojo necessarily yet, because they'll find you through the game, because that's kind of how you get yourself established, and then so it's a very difficult thing to do. Initial thoughts, but I'm just trying to look at the thumbnails now. Like the middle one, I couldn't escape it. You Are Dead. Like that's more hooky than the James Bond one, because at least it has like an internal arc kind of hinted at, rather than just like the gameplay. I'm not. What's your thought on the thumbnails?
I think that I don't think that they're bad. I think they're one or two changes from being really good. So, like First Light here. I think that if you were to, I'm going to assume that you have some kind of photo editing tool. If you have something like Photoshop, fantastic. If you have something like Affinity, also really good. Canva is also an option, or we're all mostly DaVinci people. There's a lot of people who make thumbnails in DaVinci, and DaVinci has some amazing tools for making really simple thumbnails. The legibility of this is really hard to read. I don't think it's a bad frame either. I think you took a good frame from First Light, but for one, the logo here is really hard to read. Actually, here, let me do this. Thumbnail grabber. I think this frame is fine, but one of the things that we talk about a lot when it comes to thumbnails is, outside of just like general contrast, is hierarchy. And what I mean by that is, where does your eye look first? Like where do you focus at here? Your face is a little easier to pick out on the right, but in terms of the image, man, it is very hard to pick out individual elements. So what I might suggest is you could probably make this character. I got a cool little tool for this. Check this out. You could, oh, hold on. Wait for it. Hold. No, are we not going to work? Please. Oh no, my tool is broken. Oh my gosh. Man.
Brandon breaks his tool live on air.
Breaking my tool live in front of YouTube. You could make this guy fill the entire frame here, and then focus on making the colors and imagery understandable. This feels very oversaturated and very dark. But if you could do that, make one clear bright thing to look at. I think actually, you know what? I take back my first sentiment about this being a good frame. I don't know anything about this that screams James Bond First Light. Because it's the back of the character's head.
Yeah, you could go more classic Bond, I think.
I feel like the thing with thumbnails is clarity, right? If I can't immediately look at this and just understand what's happening, I think you're in trouble. But in terms of just like overall choices for like, okay, I want to use my face cam, I want to use gameplay, I don't want to use text, I think that's great. I don't think you're trying to force too much in the thumbnail. I think there's probably some really smart choices you can make with what image you're choosing to use, how you're exposing and coloring the image. And then same with like, is there any way you can't get, like, just take another picture of yourself being surprised? Like, if it took you another 5 minutes to set up your camera to get a clearer image of yourself, it would probably improve your thumbnail a good bit.
Yeah. Like, if you've still got my channel open, haven't you? If you go back to, so I'm wearing the exact same shirt because I did this. It took me half an hour 9 months ago, and I just stood in front of the camera and pulled a bunch of faces. Like, and now they're there, and I go, even if I don't use them, it's well worth doing because you just go, at least I've got them. So if I can't get a nice frame because, I don't know, a light packed up or whatever, and you're doing that style thumbnail where it's just like you and the webcam, but you've taken a bunch of photos like this, and you go, okay, I could just rip me out and shove me in them. And it is easier for me and for Brandon because we kind of established ourselves, so we have that kind of the recognition a little bit more. But I still think it's worth doing. It's still worth just taking a bunch of super quick, simple, easy pictures, and then you can just slap them on, and it just looks a little bit nicer. And you can also frame it a little bit better, and you can put yourself kind of where you want. But I think Brandon mentioned like color contrast earlier, and there was the one on the top right, the dark deception. Dark deception is really hard to read because it kind of blends in a little bit more. Whereas if I would probably either go like straight white with like a black edge, or make one word red and the other word white with different sort of borders, or even just go straight contrasty. That could maybe work. Go like opposing colors, and it just literally just pop right off then. That could maybe work. But like that one, I don't necessarily think you even need you in that one.
I was going to say the same thing.
Kind of It's kind of intriguing. Like, I'd make the arrow stand out more. Maybe put a different colored border on the arrow. Because I'm like, what's going on? Well, who's coming up behind this guy? At least I don't know, so I don't know anything about the game. But at least I'd look at that and go, okay, there's an arrow pointing to that guy. I can see the eyeball. What is that? And then I'm slightly more interested. One thing I will say as well, which again I fell for this a bunch earlier on, is, and I did similar things, is our brains tend to try and make like a nice, what we think is a nice looking thumbnail. So you've gone like, I'll stick with the color theme of what maybe the game has, which is that like pinkish, and we've kept it consistent. But a nice looking thumbnail isn't necessarily a good thumbnail. So going for like colors which ordinarily you might look at and go, I'd never put them together, they're kind of gross, but then it just makes the text pop like completely off the thumbnail, and you go, oh, I can read that from like a mile away even without my glasses on. It's like, cool, that's better. It's technically worse in terms of an image.
From a design, yeah,
but in terms of a thumbnail, you're like, dude, that's so easy to read, and it pops, and hopefully it'll just grab someone's attention rather than going, it's consistent, but it's kind of tricky to see.
I think the other thing one of the other things I would think about with your channel moving forward is, how are you going to position yourself in terms of the style of video that you're doing? So there's nothing wrong with sharing playthroughs, and I think you're doing an okay job with titles. Like the I Couldn't Escape Her is, I think, pretty strong. But if the idea is growth, which I'm assuming anybody who's doing YouTube, who's in this stream, in this call, would like growth. And it's okay. It's okay if you're not super concerned with like blowing up. But if you're asking for feedback, I'm going to assume you want to grow. I would start thinking about how you can position your videos to be more about you achieving something, you completing something, you overcoming something, you finding out something, you teaching somebody something that is a value add outside of I played the thing. That's going to come down to a little YouTube planning, a little scripting strategy, or if you're Alex, don't script. But, you know, like just, I think what you'll find, and a lot of people find with YouTube, is that a lot of weight in terms of YouTube performance comes from the idea, thumbnail, title. You can go with, hey, I want to play the new James Bond game. How can I make this video something that intrigues somebody outside of I just played the game? And it could just be review. Like reviewing, like the review format is a really popular format because it works. People want to know about the game. They want to know things that work well, that don't work well. Yeah, it just, I don't know, something to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have any other thoughts, Alex.
No, I'd agree with that last sentiment though. And it kind of does suck a little bit because it can feel like it takes the fun out of things when you're like, I just want to play the game and then record it and put a thing up. And then you have to think about, well, actually, I need to think about how you would make someone interested in this. But it does become worth it when people start to click with it a little bit more. So yeah, like there's an hour. I noticed that video is the first like one. It's an hour long. It's like maybe you could even just clip some good moments out of that and into like a tight, I don't know, 10-minute sort of thing of reactions and you talking about it. So then it could become like an almost a mini review or a mini first impressions, because I'm sure you talk about your feelings towards the game while you're playing it. So then rather than just a straight hour, it could be a 5-10 minute tight cut of thoughts and feelings, you know, kind of thing. Like Twitch streamers do when they stream for like 5 hours and they cut it down to like a 10-minute video. It's like you could maybe try and just do that sort of keep it tight and just see how it goes. And this is what I went back to earlier with. There'll always be a point if you go, okay, I'm going to try something a bit different. I'll try a bit more of a narrative, or I'll try a different take on this. Throw it out there. It might not work, or it might do slightly better, and then you go, there's something in that. I'll try that again. And then you go, okay, yeah. Now we're getting somewhere. And if you kind of just, and this is not necessarily directed at you, but generally speaking, if you like, I play a game and people don't watch the game, so I'll try a different game. And you're kind of doing the same thing over again. You're starting from scratch every time. Whereas if you try something different and you throw it out, and then you go, that doesn't work. Okay, we won't do that again. So we'll try something slightly different again. And you throw it out and go, oh, that did slightly better. And then you, okay, now I've got a base. Now I've made it up to level 1. Let's try and sort of build on that. And it may be that you try something else, and then you've got a path that splits, and you go, okay, this one didn't work, but this one did. And now again, you kind of end up cutting this path for yourself and find out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah. Well said, sir. Well said.
Oh,
can we get a round of applause for Mojo? Thank you. Big round of applause for Mojo. Yeah. I'm going to say this one final time for the feedback stuff. This all comes from a place of just, these are things to think about, try to improve. I feel like everything we've seen so far, everybody's putting out some cool stuff. It's just like there's always one thing you can do to make your videos better. There's always something you can think about improving. So hopefully none of this comes across as like, you're doing bad.
No.
You're doing bad.
And you could do this exact same thing on my channel. Like
on everybody's channel.
Yeah, like on anyone's. It's finding that thing that clicks with people. It's generally speaking, it's not like Brandon said, it's not you doing a bad job. It's just finding the thing which clicks with people. And once you find that, you go, cool, now we've got that. Now we drill into that a bit more.
Yeah. There's always like a gamification side to YouTube where it's like, okay, how much do I want to shift what I do to fit some kind of frame or format that people enjoy, and how much do I want to just, make something that I enjoy? And you got to kind of tamper your expectations to meet one of those.
Yeah.
All right. We got one final channel. Just want to say thank you guys for hanging out as long as you have. Appreciate it. It's been a good chat so far. Been a good chat. I've learned a few things from you, Mr. Alex. Inside the brain.
Ooh.
I like your approach to doing YouTube, so this is cool.
Oh, thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Okay. Last is Panda, and I know Panda. Panda's good people.
Panda.
We like Panda. All right. Panda. Just general feedback on what I can improve right now to help grow my channel. General feedback. I
like
think
the banner.
Alex likes the banner. You're set. Check. You're good. I think they do Bloons, the mobile game. Bloons, the mobile game. Everyone loves this. I'm not mad at it, to be honest.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
think like that the infinite money one.
Where am I looking?
Right at the top. Well, yeah, they like that's an easy sell, isn't it? That's such an easy.
Where is it? Am I missing it?
Oh, right at the very top, the middle one.
There it is.
There you go. Like infinite money. It's a tips video. It's a farming strategy. Like that's such an easy an easy win. That's a really good example of like, it's a tip and we can make a video on it. And we just show people how to do a thing. It's searchable. The thumbnail's nice and simple. It just says infinite money. Cool. Like no issues there at all.
It looks like it's their most viewed in the recent videos as well.
The one to the left, the playing Bloons Until I Lose, I think is a great title. I don't know the game, but I don't know what that thumbnail is implying. Like what's it showing? If I think playing Bloons Until I Lose, it could be sort of a game over kind of screen, or the game 7 could be game and then blurred. And the implication is you don't know how long I've been playing it for. It could be like an hours, and then there's a mosaic blur over the number of hours you've been playing it for, or something that kind of goes, how long was it until they lost? Because I think the title's there. It's like a good concept. I don't know if the video kind of leans on that, but I've seen videos of people like, watching this until I laugh or whatever, but the thumbnail just doesn't feel like it's connected to the title as well as it could be.
I have a similar thought about striker strategy. I think this is a prettier thumbnail because we've got one subject front and center, but this striker strategy should be illegal. There should be something maybe like hinting at what that strategy is, because otherwise I'm just I'm assuming this is the striker character. I feel like there's probably some sense of like danger that you could put here, or being overwhelmed, or like Alex was suggesting, like some kind of time scale that you could hint at, that would just bring more people in. Because I like this title a lot. I think it's a good title. Yeah.
And the striker strategy should be illegal. It's simple. Again, I don't know anything about the game, but it's simple. Like what's the strat?
What is it? Why is it illegal?
Yeah.
Can I find out?
I want to know. And like showing something that's instantly recognizable on the screen with a bit that's maybe blurred out with an arrow kind of thing. It's a little bit cliche. It's a little bit done, but it would work. People would go, what strat is that? Why is it illegal? And then you look at the thumbnail and go, what's the bit that's blurred? I want to know what that is. And I've used that tactic a few times. I've been like, do you know about this in Resolve? And it's pointing at a thing which has got a mosaic blur on it. And people are like, God damn it.
Damn it, I gotta
know.
figure out what that is. Yeah, I'm almost curious if you could have just followed the same format as this thumbnail. This #1 Quincy strategy. This is, I think, a weaker title, but we're looking at what the strategy is here, and now I'm kind of curious as to what it is. Like, I think even just repeating this exact same thumbnail format, but with 3 different balloons, monkey towers or whatever here, why not? Like, you don't, I think you had said it earlier, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you do a thumbnail. Like, having some kind of repeatable format saves you time in terms of the decision-making process and makes your videos more recognizable without putting your face on it. So like, if you were to follow this format, if I see it on my feed, I'm like, oh, Panda's video. Like, I'll give it a watch. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I just said,
yeah. So one thing that I'll also just throw out, and I don't know if it's applicable to some of these videos, but something you might think about doing, Panda, is I'm going to click on this video and we'll give it a play to see how it plays out. But playing balloons until I lose. If this is a 10-minute video, I'm so curious if you couldn't have made this into like a 30-minute video with multiple games. Like, if you couldn't tell the story of, all right, these are my restrictions. This is what I'm going to attempt. Here's attempt 1. You talk through attempt 1 and go, ah, damn it, or dang it, like, found out this didn't work. All right, now I'm going to like take that into account, and you almost build some kind of progression until you get to like this final game. It might take more work to do, but I'm just so curious if you were to take an extra day, an extra week to do something like that, if it wouldn't be worth the exposure that you would get. Just a thought. There's like a big push for longer videos on YouTube right now because of YouTube TV. I feel like most people have kind of heard about it at this stage, but if you can make something that somebody can just like put on and watch and not have to think about the next video that they have to click on, could be a good YouTube video. I'm gonna go ahead and select this guy, and we'll give it a little bit of a play.
Currently in Moab Pit Clan War, there's restricted monkeys. I can only use Dart Monkey, Village, and Ice Monkey. See y'all in a game. We're on the map Cobra Command, getting a round 1 half FC.
Just give me a target. Yeah, oh, I'm ready, all right.
I think I'm gonna double down on what I said. I feel like if you were to go into this video, because it's a really cool concept, come up with like some very simple voiceover that just says like, hey, these are things that I'm worried about. These are things that I gotta try to keep in mind. Just so like me as a viewer who's never watched this video can maybe go along this journey with you. I think it would go a long way.
What is this game, by the way? It's a mobile game?
It's a tower defense kind of game. So balloons come in from one direction. You have to pop them all before they get to the end.
Okay.
I do feel like the music is pretty strong too. It's coming in pretty loud.
Currently in Moab Pit Clan War, there's restricted monkeys. I can only use Dart Monkey, Village, and Ice Monkey. See y'all in a game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like establishing some stakes a bit more, and then having a round 1 sort of thing, and then a round 2, and him trying to improve on where you failed would work, or could work. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know. You could go both ways as well, because you could go longer and you could go shorter, and you could literally be like, round 1 made it to thingy, it failed miserably. Here's why. Here's what I learned. Here's what I improved for round 2. And then you could even like really condense it and just show the progression of you improving. And that could be the then it almost becomes a tutorial, but it's kind of not. It's just like, I tried to do this, I failed a handful of times, and I finally did really well at the end, and it kind of adds that natural progression to it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to have a lot to say on the edit, because I'm just scrolling through and it looks like we're full screen most of the time, which is fine for a gameplay. I think something I would just think about, Panda, is I feel like your packaging is really strong. One of the things that you might think about moving forward is just the overall like video strategy in terms of, okay, this is the video I want to make. This is how I want the video to feel and flow. And I think it could go a long ways, man. I do. Yeah. So Escape had asked, did I scroll past it? Oh, question for you, Alex. How important it is to have consistent thumbnails? I really want to try different styles. I feel like choosing a style would limit me so much. Any advice on that?
Early on, I think go crazy and find, like, just play, and you'll find one that you like. I've stuck to a relatively simple format now, with similar-ish sort of fonts and colors and my face in it and whatever else. When you've got that kind of, I guess it depends on the video as well, but when you've got that kind of brand recognition and you're generally kind of making videos for someone that's probably already been to your channel before, it's kind of worth sticking to that style. But I know a lot of other creators, they have a style, kind of, but every thumbnail looks unique. So you can use you can vary it. But when you're starting the channel, honestly, I don't think it's that important. I think it's important to just find that style, in which case you need to just play. You need to just throw things out there, and the consistency of having one style is probably not worth it in the beginning over the advantages you'll gain from going, let me just throw some stuff out there and see what works. And you'll learn more by doing that. And eventually you may go, okay, the channel's growing now, it's doing well, I need to stick to a particular style which I know works. But you don't necessarily just decide from day one, this is the style of my thumbnail. You experiment, you throw things out and go, these are working more than these, so this is going to become my style. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I should have said that last bit first. That made more sense. But yeah.
We got there.
I got there. This is how I told you, Pringles.
Pringles brain. Also, hello, Karen. It's nice to see you. We like Karen. Panda had said that one last thing I wanted to comment on this is that they scheduled 9 videos for the next 9 days, which is impressive. Having all that many stuff ready to go. All that many stuff. I'm so good with my English. My one thing for you to ponder on, Panda, is I'm just curious. If you're happy with the growth of the channel, then ignore what I'm going to say. But I'm just so curious if you weren't to instead of posting 9 videos every day, post like 2 videos every 9 days, if you wouldn't see a difference in performance. If like you didn't put just a couple extra days worth of like thought into a video, if you wouldn't see more engagement. Just something to think about. I'm not saying I'm right, but I tend to find that if your only goal is just to post just so you have something every day, it's not necessarily something that's going to make somebody want to click on your video every day.
Mm-hmm.
Just a thought. I don't know. Anything else to add, sir?
No, I think that covers.
Good.
Covers it.
Good. You're cut off. Can we give a big round of applause to Panda? W. Guys, we did it. We did office hours. We did it, man. Nice work, everybody. That was a good time, man. Alex, where can people find you if they want to see more of you / what have you got going on these days?
Find me on the interwebs. Mr. Alex Tech everywhere, pretty much. YouTube being the main thing, and then started doing a bit more Instagramming and whatever. But yeah, the YouTubes. That's it, really.
Simple.
Yeah, Mr. Alex Tech. Simple. I'm a simple being, you know me.
Simple being. I know Alex doesn't really want to shout himself out too much, and we don't have to do a full Magic Grade breakdown, but I just want to shout out for anybody who's not aware. I'm assuming, is there a link here?
No, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
That would be a good idea. One of the reasons why I was really excited to have Alex on the chat today is because, one, he's cute and adorable. Two, Alex is somebody who is kind of a pioneer in the DaVinci Resolve space in terms of plugins, strategy for YouTube. The best word that I could use to describe you would be quality. And they've recently just come out with a tool called Magic Grade. It's not free. I wouldn't recommend you go out and just buy it if you're just learning how to edit in DaVinci Resolve. But if you are somebody like me who is scared of the color page, it is a color page less color grading tool, and it is incredible. It's simply incredible. I'll let you guys go click and watch the video if you want to, but is there anything you'd kind of like to speak to when it comes to Magic Grade?
Do you want me to do like a 5-minute super quick?
Yes, I do.
Because there's a few new bits which you might like to
I
see
do.
anyway.
Yes, please.
Let me get in. How do I do this? Do I share it on Discord or?
You can share your screen on Discord and then I can go full screen with it.
Got ya. If I just share Resolve, that'll work, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, it says you ended the stream. Dude. Need that stream back.
Is that your stream or my stream? What
That's
stream's
your
that?
stream. The stream has ended.
That's your stream, isn't it? Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Let's try again. There you go.
There we go.
There we go. Find a good image. What's my favorite image? I like this one. I'm going to do it on the color page. Can you see this okay?
I think so.
Cool.
We good? Can everybody can see? If not, I can go full screen with the desktop as well. Can I get a oh yeah? Actually, you know what? Let me just go I'll go full screen. So that way you got more real estate. Dang. Sheboygan. There you go.
Are we good?
Yep.
Sweet. So this is Magic Grade. Essentially, I wanted to make a tool that makes color grading easier for people like me. Whenever I make tools for myself. Essentially, it's a really good thing to do. I know there's a bunch of you guys that make tools. It's like, make a tool that you would really like, because there's probably other people that would benefit from them too. Looks really complicated with all this stuff in the inspector, but the main thing is, once you put it on a clip like this, so it's designed to work on like, it won't necessarily do much on like gaming footage or screen caps. It's designed for like log, if you've gone out and shot log footage with your camera. And there's a few things to do to set it up, but it's dead easy. But then we've got this, so we've got these different modes. This is an open effects overlay, and you do all of the color grading in the preview. And you can do this either on the edit page or the color page. So if you're totally scared of the color page, you don't even need to go into it. You can literally like grab a clip, go to the effects library, grab Magic Grade, slap it on there, and then start color grading directly from the edit page. But I'm going to show you in the color page just because it's a bit bigger. So it's like white balance. White balance can be fiddly. I just hold Control and Alt, and then I just click on something.
So cool.
This has changed. Look, this
I
is
know.
how you like this, B.
This is so
I can
cool.
just literally
Oh my gosh.
white balance it. Ta-da! And if I want to do sort of the exposure. I've tried to make these tools look like the standard Resolve tools, but just a bit simpler to use, hopefully. So it's like we can do the offset, which lifts everything up, or we can do the gain, and we can just get the exposure. We've now got a different exposure tool, so we can try and get this looking about right. And then if I hold Control, I've got contrast, so I can give this a bit of contrast. If I hold Alt, I've got saturation, so I can put some color into this, and I can do density, which makes the colors look like thicker and richer and nicer and more filmy. Let's go to a different frame. And we're already starting to look different.
How long did that take you to do? 10 seconds? 15 seconds?
Oh, yeah. Like seconds.
That is insane.
And then we can go to like F2, which is a different mode. So you can use your F1 to F5 keys to switch between the different modes. And this gives you like a full breakdown of your contrast curve. And the idea behind this as well is like you can just kind of play with it. These red areas, because we've completely clipped the highlights, and these blue bits are because we've lost all the detail in the shadows. So you can just sort of tinker and like, okay, what works, what doesn't? Kind of play with things, kind of play with the image without having to like search all these random controls, which are really confusing to learn because you're like, what's this? And then we've got this color palette one. This isn't the best image for this, but maybe we'll do it on the skin or the eyes or something. But I can change the saturation, the density, and the hue, and we literally just go, okay, these little orangey things here, let's change the color of that. So I hold my Alt, I click, and I go up and down. There's a bit too much red in this image, but I can change the color, or I can change the saturation, or I can change the density. We'll do it on its top, bring this down. This would work better on a more colorful image. Let's try, this one's a good one. Let's change the density of the tomatoes. Boom. And the hue of the tomatoes. There you go. And the hue of this. And you just click, and you can just mess and try and like change your image. And then we can go to F4, and we've got this thing called split toning, which is kind of fancy and kind of complicated, but you can mess around with like RGB curves, which is essentially like film emulation. I'll show you a film emulation I've got set up in a second. And then we can do halation, which let me do this image because this one's got, ignore the dodgy colors on this one. I'm whipping around a bit. But halation is this really cool thing that film does where you get like a bit of bleed from the edges. Needs more contrast. You get this nice little bleeding. This like warm thing around here.
It almost looks like you're playing a game when you use this. Like,
yeah, once you get used to it, it's you just tinker with it and play with it, and you're like, yeah, everything's where I want it. It's so cool.
It is.
I know I'm biased. I made it. But it's kind of unfair to say. But like, let me go back to this one and let's reset this. Have you heard of the codec 2383?
I don't know if I have. No.
Okay, so there's a lot that's built into DaVinci Resolve here. This codec 23, and it's a really well-known like film print, and it looks great. Loads of people use these LUTs, but you have to basically do like a color space transform, and you jump around, and it's built for like a Cineon film log. It's very Resolve. It's a bit of a faff to use. I've just finished making it in here, so I can literally like load in a very similar sort of print, so like a filmic look, and then all I need to do is pretty much just white balance it. So about that, and then maybe we'll give it some halation and some bloominess over here, and then a bit of grain. I don't know if you can see the grain. Maybe a tiny bit of contrast.
I can see it. YouTube probably won't. Twitch definitely not. But yeah. It's there.
I know. We've gone from that to that in like what, 20 seconds?
3 clicks.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And then this is cool. Like if I hold shift for my gain and offset and then hit enter, I can jump straight to the sliders. So any of the controls I'm in, like saturation, could just jump straight in. That's new. So I can come in and actually dial it with the on-screen controls, or I can come in and just use the sliders. And you just tweak shit and make it look however you like. Import stuff, export stuff. There's a whole like import export routine, and I'm working with the colorists to make a bunch of different looks, like a Joker pack, and we've got like a Mad Max pack. These are all free. They're all included in the whole thing. It's like, if you go Mad Max, I need to white balance it a little bit, but it's got like a much warmer sort of tone to it. But again, looks kind of filmy. And you just adjust things really quickly and easily.
It's so cool, man.
So that's it, really. That's like the super quick. I just wanted to whip around it and show it and whatever. But I've shown it to a bunch of like colorists and some other people, and they're like, this is actually kind of cool. Yeah. My favorite comment is I've had colorists go, why is this so much fun? And I'm like, it's just fun. You just click around and it's just fun. It's easier to use. And the big thing is like colorists buy panels, and the reason colorists have panels is they can do finer like control than using these things. But one of the big reasons is they can look at the actual thing. They're not looking for controls. They're not going down here and trying to move this and look up at the image. They can use one of the big expensive panels and move wheels around. But that focus is actually on the screen, which is really hard to do when you've got a keyboard and mouse. And this allows you to actually go, yeah, we can do all of the work in the preview itself. So we can see what's going on.
Yeah.
And it's just way more intuitive, I think, personally.
I think
yeah,
it's
you can
crazy.
You can get a free trial, 7 days. I've been working on something else which is hidden at the moment, but I'm doing some lens effects, and I might do a free thing.
A free giveaway? Everybody type in Chad now.
I should have done a free giveaway. Actually, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
We could do a free giveaway if you want one. We could do one.
We could do one? It's up to you. They've gotten plenty.
But yeah, let me show you one thing really quick.
Yeah.
So one thing that always annoyed me, I think Resolve are really fair about what's in the free version and what's in the studio version, personally. Except for this.
Yeah.
I think this is mean to have in the studio version only, to just do some simple lens distortion.
Yeah.
Like, I know a bunch of people that have been like, I've filmed my fishing trip on my GoPro, and it's some like older guy, and he just wants to get rid of the fisheye lens effect. I'm like, no, can't do it. You can do it in Fusion, but it will run really slow.
Yeah.
I feel it's a bit mean. However, they do so much that we can't really call them mean. Blackmagic, because Resolve is free, but it feels like one of those things which kind of should be in the free version. Anyway, I've built lens correction in the yet unreleased version of Magic Grade, so I might just release a dedicated lens correction tool for free. So then people on the free, because this all works on the free version of Resolve. So I could release a lens correction tool for regular folks to use and download for free, and it's just that, but it works in the free version and it's completely free. Because I'm kind of already made it to work with my Magic Grades. It's like it'll also be being transparent. It'll be a really nice marketing thing for Blackmagic, not for Blackmagic, not for them, for me, for Magic Grade. So yeah, like I'm being jest when I call Blackmagic mean, but it's just it's the only thing that I've ever been like, why is that studio only? Everything else feels fair to be studio only, or like reasonable. I just find that one a bit strange.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there you go.
Dude, it's so good, man. It's so. I just think that like the thing that's really cool about it is not only did you make it a thing, like the thing that always blows me away with your tools, just to glaze you a little bit more, is that like you could have very easily just been like, all right, I'm going to make an effect that has saturation slider on the edit page. And most people would be like, oh, that's sick. But you made like a whole working interface for coloring on the edit page. Crazy to me.
I should have just made the saturation slide on the edit page.
You should have.
Way easier. It would have been so
magic
much
saturation.
Yeah.
So cool.
I mean, this has been months and months, and it's just developed over time because it was a kind of a different tool when I started, and I just kept discovering things and learning things. And full transparency, like I used a fair bunch of Claude for some of the sort of the writing of it, so a lot of Claude. But even then, it's like there was so much color stuff that I needed to learn to make sure that it was doing things that I wanted it to do and look the way I look. That I've learned tons and I've really enjoyed doing it, and it's been a really interesting way of learning things. And it's still been literally 6 months of my life that I'll never get back. So
yeah. How many? What is the size of the Mr. Alex Tech team that developed this?
Uno más. Or uno, just me. While trying to do the YouTube videos and everything else as well. Yeah.
You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
There's a lot.
I just think it's cool, man. That like I'm a bootstrap kind of guy as well. You think of something, you're like, I could do that. I just think it's cool that you've done it. You've done it, and it works.
It works.
Yeah.
And yeah, people I thought would kind of hate it have been like, yeah, I hate this as much as I thought I would, which is quite nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I mean, there's so much more to the tool that you didn't get a chance to cover, like the ability to save presets. So even if you set something up once, you can have your own preset so that you don't even have to, you'll save 2 or 3 clicks because now you can have a preset that you can.
Can you still see this? Is it still there?
We got you.
You gotcha. Yeah, literally. The other cool thing is, these are my ones. They're all a bit silly, but they kind of work. Sepia. The cool thing is if you choose like one of these movie ones are from Chloe Frenchie, who's a professional colorist. So you can be like, right, what has Frenchie done to make Mad Max? And everything's exposed. So you can even learn from the presets and go, what has she done? Okay, she hasn't done much split toning. Oh, but she's tweaked all of the hues. And you might go, okay, I don't actually like the yellow that's saturated. So then you can just tweak it. And if I tweak it and then go, right, let's save the preset. Let's call this Mad Max 2. And then rescan the presets. And now we've got Mad Max 2. And that's there every time you open up Resolve. And I can copy that from the color page. I don't even need to copy it, it'll be there. But if I could copy that, and then I could paste that, and now we've got it over here. Yeah.
That's so sick.
It's cool, right? I am pleased with it.
Yeah. My favorite thing is still the fact that you got scopes on the edit page. The little like digital battleship interface, the green scopes. Like that thing is so sick. That's so cool. That is so cool.
And these are new, so saturation ones are way better. So it's like a working vector scope. And then white balance one is most battleshipsy because you click and then you try and get it sort of centered. There you go. White balance.
Done. It's so good, man. It's so good.
That image, but yeah, it's cool, man.
And what was the name of this tool?
Mr. Alex Tech. I am a tool. That is,
okay, buddy.
Magic Grade, it's called.
Magic Grade. Magic Grade. All right.
And there's one thing I didn't show you, which is kind of how to set it up. But if you watch the main video on YouTube for like how to get it into, you have to get into like DaVinci Wide Gamut. It sounds really fancy. It's not really. But I'm doing more videos, and now I've kind of finished developing a lot of the stuff. It's time to do some documentation. People have been very patient with me.
That is a good one.
People message saying, are you working on guides? And then they also message me saying, this is broken and can it do this? I'm like, well, which do you want? Do you want me to fix the thing, or do you want me to make the guides? And they say, fix the thing. And I go, okay, we're doing that.
Fine. Then I'll do that. Then I will do that. Alrighty, sir. Well, I think that's a happy ending point for office hours. Do you have any closing thoughts, conclusions? inspirational messages for the world. We didn't end up at getting your favorite color. What is your favorite color?
My favorite color?
Yeah.
Oh, black.
Black. Blue?
I like black stuff.
Do you like a dark blue then?
Yeah, I really like bruises. Apparently, black and blue.
I like bruises. And I got a Pringle can for a brain.
Weird thing to say. Yeah, I think so. Oh, red. I like red too.
You have to pick. You can't do all of them. You have to pick a color. Pringles red?
All right. Pringles red. Let's go Pringles red.
W. Alrighty, sir. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. There's a few of you guys who've stuck around for the majority of the stream. Faco just joined, so they're not quite as good. But everybody else, thank you guys for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, afternoon, Friday mornings. And if you haven't already, swing by the Discord, because that's where we do these every week. Every week.
Yeah.
Alright, sir.
Thank you. Thank you from me. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you for the love. And thank you to B for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for joining. Alrighty, guys. We're going to call the stream.